Okay, can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Little technical difficulties. The intro even been a little bit mess up, but we here. We are here. Come on in the room, everyone. Come on in the room. I'm waiting on my twin. Yeah, next time, hopefully I'll be on camera. I actually overslept to start off with. Mostly everybody knows I have been, yeah, a lot's been going on. So, I sleep where I can. But me and my twin decided to do this live today, Confessions of a COGIC Church Girl, because I have many stories. Also, I am a PK times 3. Times 4 if you count my fosters, and I don't really count them like that. They're a part of some of the stories that I have to tell on today. But yeah, if you want to count them, it's a PK times 4. Um, my daddy is a pastor. My grandmother was a minister of a holiness church. My father was a pastor. He started off Reformed Episcopal, and I think at the end it was Baptist. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Um, I have been a part of many different congregations, but COGIC is where I'm baptized. COGIC is where I am a member. Now, I am also a member of a holiness church, not holiness, Baptist church, a big Baptist. Hey, boo, hey, twin. Hold on,
Hey,
let me look it up. It's in Richmond, Virginia. It is the only church that I really liked up there. And I can think of the man's name, but it's a mega church. It's a Baptist church, and I can't think of it. But I grew up RE, AME, Holiness. My grandmother, it was a holiness church. My grandfather also was a holiness church. Father was uh, RE and Baptist. When I got married, we were a part of the AME church. So I have been a part of many congregations, but the one that always stuck with me was COGIC. That's where my heart is. That's where I sang on the choir. I was an alto, an amazing a head alto at that. But unfortunately, because of all the intubations, the surgeries, and whatnot, I'm no longer able to sing. Come back, twin, because now it's your introduction time. It's a device not connected, muffin. And cut your camera off. There you go. You're ready.
for some reason I was in the wrong StreamYard account.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but is it echoing?
I don't hear echo. Do y'all hear one?
Okay.
I'm gonna go on mute while if you want to do your introductions before we get into the stories.
Hold on 1 second.
No problem. Child, I ain't been live in a month of Sundays. Thank you for gifting a membership, Muffin. Thank you. Oh, let me say my hellos. Y'all, sorry for being rude. Y'all know I haven't. Fuck it. I haven't been here. Oh Lord, I'm cursing. Lord, forgive me. This is supposed to be a Christian type thing. Hold on. Why toy? Oh, there you are. You're in blue because you were in green for a minute. You're in green for a minute. My muffin is in the room. Hey, remix. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, vibrant boo. Hey,
Okay.
toy. Go ahead.
I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that it lets me stream to my platform.
Yeah.
So I was. Okay, you said we're doing an introduction.
Yeah, I was just telling the people my background so they understand. I know the goings of the goings ons of the church. I can speak on this subject because, hey, Unbothered, hey, Patchy, because, I grew up in the church, part of the church my whole entire life. So, but, you let these fools out here tell it. They telling y'all I'm a witch. I am a member of oh God, why am I trying to say Jerusalem Baptist? I have so many churches in my head. Believers Temple Church of God in Christ in St. Stephen, South Carolina, where my pastor is Elder Johnny Prello. So yeah. But you can go ahead, Hazel.
Okay, so what about me? So as some of you guys might not know, well, I know I said it a few times, but I'm actually a part of First Family.
Hold
My
on,
grandparents.
Hazel. Hold on. Something's good. Do y'all hear Hazel? Is there? Because I hear she sounds weird. Can y'all hear her? Because she sounds
You
weird
know
on
what?
my
Let
end. You
me.
there? There it is. For a minute, you sounded perfect just now when you spoke, though. Watson. Hold on. I'm about to tell y'all. If any of y'all are in Richmond, Virginia, I just remembered the
Better?
speak again.
Is that better?
Okay, it's a little bit better. They can hear. Pat said it sounds static. Talk again.
How about now? I didn't do anything.
You still cutting in and out a little bit.
Okay, let me drop down and I'll come back.
All right. Just like in a church, we got to get the sound together. You know. Um. Okay, I found it. I don't know why I forgot it, but you're in Richmond, Virginia. One of the churches that I called home because I was not, in South Carolina was St. Paul's Baptist Church. I love the minister there. I love the singing. It's not COGIC singing now. It ain't COGIC singing, but it's a little bit of singing. If you're in Richmond, Virginia, please check out St. Paul's Baptist Church. Hey, Momo. Um, hold on, y'all. But like I stated, I am a PK times three. And thank you, Unbothered. We are going to break down some of these controversial church stories and we are going to give some of our own because I have many. Yes. And the rumor is true. The rumor is true about the PKs. Hey, EJ, it is very true. We are the worst of the damn worst. We are. And I have stories about that too, you know. But yeah, I'm also gonna tell y'all some stories of how I had to cuss out the church. Absolutely. Lord, I ain't supposed to be cussing. Absolutely. I sure did, because you're not about to play with my kids, my churn. I'm about to drop it in your Discord. You may have played with me a certain type of way, but you ain't about to play with my babies. Oh shit, I done lost the link. We's coming. I had to deal with a lot with the church always being put on the altar because they claim I got a sex demon because I'm a lesbian, he's lesbitarian. Um, but you not about to play with my churn, my grands. That's mm-mm. Now I have two autistic grandbabies. One of them was in church and they decided to put him on the altar because he was not keeping still and misbehaving. Trying to pray a demon out of my grandchild. Are you stupid or are you slow? No. No, dummies. Okay, my boo is back. Hazel?
Hey, is this better?
Perfect. I hear my boo. I'm gonna go on mute while you speak.
Okay. Okay, so if you guys may not know, I was raised in a first family. So I was raised Southern Baptist. Actually, I was baptized under Southern Baptist. My family has a lot of different denominations in us. We have COGIC, we have apostolic, Unapologetically. So
Did we lose her? Hey, Bird Bird. Hazel, I think we lost you, babes.
hello.
There you are. Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, our family has a little bit of everything. We even got a few Mormons and a few Roman Catholics. We don't know how they got up in there, but we are literally a first family. Grandpa was a bishop, first lady. Um, other set of grandparents, pastors, first lady. So yeah, that's pretty much that. You know, if you ever wonder why I'm so out, I'm a PK grandkid. Almost became a pastor's wife. Dear Lord, I had to learn that school. I had to learn from them both for that. He was to do that. But that's pretty much me.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to adjust to see if I can fix your mic. I did. Well, why did it turn back down?
I
Because
don't
it's
know.
back. It starts off perfectly fine, and then it'll start like a
Yeah.
staticky type of thing. Did I say hey, bird, bird?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
What's up?
unbothered church members definitely ain't exempt. You're not about to play up with my grandbabies. You may have played with me as a child, but you ain't playing up with my children. Especially if you know that they're autistic and dealing with issues. Okay, so it is bad too on y'all's end, Mo better. It's like a static reverb, reverberation type of thing, if I'm saying it right. Flip my colors. Get the sound. Hey, Miss Bertha me. Oh, you over on Hazel's Momo on Hazel's. Hey, boo. Go to Hey, boo. Hey.
Is it still staticky?
Does it sound still bad, Mo? It
I
sounds
did the
like it's
same thing.
organ.
Yeah, I done the same thing before. I even went and got my regular phone with earphones. I might have to
Mm.
come back on my computer.
Yeah, because there's still some noise, some reverberation or static. Bertha, who is that in your damn picture? Lord, and I ain't supposed to be cussing. I had to remember that. You could come back on your laptop.
Yeah, I'm powering up right now and cracking
All right.
myself.
And another reason why I decided to do this live, I was watching um Nessa and Catherine, and I'm like, some of the stuff she's saying ain't right. And I like Catherine, but she brought up King Jives, and I have done research on these same people. Black Tea Sector also exposed these same people years ago. So I have a lot of information when it comes to the Larry Reeds and the King Jives and the Whiteheads and all them. I don't know if y'all really follow Tasha K, Conscious TV, even King Payne. They are still doing lives on them. I think King Payne just recently did one on King Jives. But and y'all please bear with me. Y'all know I'm having issues with my lungs. King Jives and his mother was arrested for scamming the poor people, the hungry people. Hold on, let me pull it up so I get the article or get the quotes right. But him and his mother both were arrested for scamming and stealing. I have the lawsuits. I did a lot of the footwork when it came to Larry Reed and when it came to King Jives. When Larry Reed got caught up in that scandal with them little boys recently, not recently, but some years ago. Thank you, Toya, for gifting a membership. Thank you, Boom. Hold on, let me pull up my paperwork. Because y'all know I'm a paperwork queen. Okay. But I have paperwork on all of them. And we all know Lamore Whitehead is currently serving 9 years in federal prison. Yes, but these are pastors that y'all love. Mhm. Also, and trigger warning. Where's my trigger warning notation? Well, we waiting on my twin. Let me see if I can find it. My father, who has passed away a couple years ago, he passed away. Um, Before he passed, thankfully, I forgave him in his moments, his last moments. I'm like, I do forgive you. You can go ahead and go because I know you're suffering. And right after I forgave him, maybe an hour later, he took his last breath. But my father was one of the biggest demons I have ever encountered in my life, whether he was a pastor or not. Horrible. Like, I was in foster care. My brother should have been put in foster care. My brother is currently a homeless addict on the street because of the abuse we went through as children. Not and let alone the abuse he did on his wives, my mother and that step mammy of mine, old raggedy bitch. But he horrifically abused them, both physically, mentally, and sexually. And this is a minister. This is a man who went to seminary school, pastored many churches. And one of the reasons why I wanted to speak, because Ghetto, I was so annoyed with you. You hopping up on the platform saying, "Oh, I know this man. He's this, that, and another." Hey, Kolaboo. He's an outstanding person. He's a frat brother, whatever. That don't mean a thing, Ghetto. My father was loved by the public, loved by the church, an amazing speaker. But how he treated his children and his wives is different than how he treated the people of the church. They wear masks. Please understand that. They wear masks. And we're going to talk about the Bishop Eddie Longs and all them. I may even, do I have some stuff on King Jives? Because I just don't understand what Catherine was talking about when it came to Jives and Larry Reed them. Because how we know them just ain't how they know them. How she knows them. Like I said, Black Tea Sector has broke it all the way down. Who else do I have on my list? I'm about to pull up my playlist, guys, so we could go over a few of these people. I want y'all to name some controversial pastors in the chat. Let me see if we all have cola. You said a word right there. Y'all, when I say I'm on paperwork as the worst abuse case in Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties combined. This man, when I say he beat me from 3:30 in the afternoon to 7 the next morning. He had me sit at the foot of his bed. So when he woke, he can beat me, and he would drag me by my hair into the living room. And it came to a point where the broomstick broke. Yes, Jamal Bryant's on my list. The broomstick broke. His hands were tired and worn from beating on me. He went outside and cut a rubber hose off of a car and whipped me with that. And you know how you see those images of former slaves with those whip marks across their back? That's what I looked like. It was so bad for me that when I was in class, sitting down, because he took me to school the next day, he was going to take me back home and finish what he was doing. But I stood in front of him and I mouthed to the secretary, "Help me. Help me." This man was trying to kill me. He even held a GUN to my head and pulled the trigger and said that I'm just like my mother. He was calling me by her name with blank black eyes. Just nothing there, just black eyes. So I mouthed to her. "Help me." And she was like, "Butch," because that's what everybody calls my daddy. His name is John, but they call him Butch. "Butch, you know Mieka's straight A student, and we're testing. She got to be here for the test." Yes, Creflo Dollar. Ooh, unbothered. I swear we used to listen to Creflo Dollar every Sunday before church. Fred. Mm-hmm. Mm. I mouthed to her what I mouthed, and she made it to where he left me there. Hazel. Hold on, y'all. He left me at the school. So the nurse went ahead. She took pictures of me after she took me into the bathroom and she sent me on to class. While I was in class, I started bleeding through my clothing because my skin ripped from the beating. So I'm sitting there, my arms on the desk. I'm in a daze. I think I'm still in shock because this is one of the worst beatings. I got beat on like this quite a bit, but this is the worst. And my stepmother was kind of behind it. Let's back up so I could tell the story right. 3:30 in the afternoon. First of all, we were not allowed to ride the school bus. He didn't want his children to be corrupt. We weren't allowed to play with anyone. We only had ourselves, me and my brother. It was just us. Joel Osteen is another one, yes. Um, hmm, I was late coming out of school because at the time I was a part of the paper. I've always been a really good writer and speaker. I went to Catholic school as well in the beginning because my pappy didn't want me to um he didn't want me to be really he didn't want me to embrace my Gullah Geechee culture. He did not want us to talk with the Geechee slang. And being born down there in Charleston, you are gonna have it. So, first we went to Catholic school, then public school. This is when I'm in public school. Later on, ninth grade. I'm late coming out of school because I'm a part of the newspaper, and as a ninth grader, a part of the newspaper, part of what we had to do was pass out the paper after class. So I did that. He got angry because I was late coming out to the car. He made me go back into the school and pull everything out of my locker and bring it home. He wanted to search my belongings, and I knew that's what it was for. Got in the car and he started threatening me, hitting me, yelling at me. When we got in the yard, he told that step mammy of mine, check her stuff and let me know what you find. So this bobble-headed hoe decided to go through my things. Didn't find any bad grades, of course not. I'm a straight A student, but she did find a note, a little love note between me and a little boy. I begged her. I'm like, you know what he's about to do to me. Please do not take this outside to him. Please do not let him know what you found. She laughed, y'all. She laughed and happily took that note outside to my father. And that's what began the horrific abuse that took place that night. I was beat with fists, open hands, broomsticks, shoes, and then finally, the belt as well. The belt broke. And then finally, the rubber hose, and the rubber hose is what broke my skin. So, anyways, fast forward, I'm in class. The nurse, not the nurse, the secretary goes to tell the principal. Now, the principal, my daddy is a affluent person in my town, very affluent. Everyone knows him. Everybody knows him. The principal threatened the secretary and the nurse because, after I'm bleeding through my clothing, they sent me to the nurse. I will fire you if you make any calls. I will fire you if you take it beyond this point. And this is what I'm saying about PKs. They have this special thing where, oh, don't tell on them or else. Okay? So, anyways, the nurse, who was a white lady, and I'm so thankful for her because the secretary listened. The nurse called. She made the phone call. And yes, she did get fired. DSS came to the school, and I was too afraid to talk. And then they came to the home. And one thing I did tell them that if you do come to the house, just look at the walls. The walls will tell it all. And it did. Because with me trying to run in the room and him whipping me, there are black marks all on the wall from the rubber hose and from the belt. And they were able to see that. When they got to the house, they came late at night with the police. And they tried to take me aside to question me, but that step mammy of mine, you're not going to question her alone. So I'm not even able to answer questions because this bitch is sitting behind me. But they saw those marks on the wall and they took me out of there that night. And I wish to God they had taken my brother. Because that is the reason why my brother isn't a homeless addict today. My brother had to escape on his own at 18 years old, running away, joining the military because he almost died. My father punched him so hard in the stomach it ruptured his spleen and he bled to death, almost bled to death. And we got him to the hospital just in time. So that's why, I have encountered so many things, even SA, when it comes to some of these ministers. And I just wanted to talk about it. And I'm sorry for taking Hazel. You want to go, boo? You want to say something?
Can you guys hear me?
Perfect. You sound amazing,
Okay,
twin.
okay. Good. Yeah, as far as my take on it, I wanted to do like I was excited for to do the series with you because I think people tend to realize that a lot of times in churches stuff is swept under the rug, stuff is overlooked. And I think a lot of times people in a sense idolize the pastor and they forget that the pastor is just a man of a cloth. He's a vessel, but he also has fault because he's human. And I kind of felt like a lot of people was like ganging up on Catherine because she was speaking out against the pastor and she was speaking out against a man of the cloth, even though some of her stories is all over the place and it's hard to keep track. But it was like, how can people jump down her throat? So I'm guessing a lot of people have never seen what it is when somebody is in a spiritual or a religion psychosis, where
Mm-hmm.
something happened to them while they're going into the church. And it's like over time, their mental status is like slowly tripping away. So everything is building up and building up and building up. And then out of nowhere, it just breaks.
Yep.
So that's why, so like I said, this is why I am so excited to do this. And also I think people tend to realize that some of these pastors ain't what they perceive to be. And you know what, you are right. I didn't like what Ghetto did against Catherine, even though he later admitted that he was trolling. But it was like it's like your trolling took stuff too far. Like you went
Yep.
too far. Like it doesn't matter if you know him personally. It doesn't matter if he's in the same frat as you, or you grew up together, or you guys sat in your granddaddy's garage and played cards. Like it doesn't matter. You don't know what that man does behind the scenes, and you don't know what he do in the dark. And between every crazy story she tells, there could possibly be some truth in that. Somehow, some way or another, it could be some truth. Now I know as far as me and my family, um, not saying that we have had stuff done like deliberately to us, but like the older I got, like once my grandfather passed away and stepped down and stuff, I seen stuff happen that made me judge religion as a whole.
Same.
So yeah, I think people judge and they don't understand that a lot of times when people do have experiences, they're looking at it like, oh, if that was me, I wouldn't do that. Oh, if that was me, I wouldn't say that. But then it's like, yeah, but this ain't you. We not
It,
Catherine. We don't
it's
know
always
what the hell was
dare
going
you
on.
speak
We
out.
don't know what was going on.
Right. And I think they look at him like he's this mega church pastor. He has all these followers. Y'all don't know what he does behind closed doors. Y'all don't know. And we have examples of many of those tonight. We're not going to get way deep into it. I'm not going to do that to my Hazel. I may do that on my own because I know how the church community will attack over some of these men that I'm about to talk about. And I don't
Man,
want Hazel attacked. Y'all want to attack me. Because
they
I
ain't gonna
said
get
what I said.
they ain't
Shit.
gonna get nothing out of me but a few giggles. All I'm gonna do is go in the panel and just laugh in their face and get down.
Uh, but I just, mm, I do think, I believe Catherine. I do think that, like you said, she was kind of all over the place because if anybody really looked into King Jives and Larry Reed and all them, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And I pulled up their files, I pulled up their stuff, and I have proof of everything that I said. King Jives and his
I even
mother went to jail.
Yeah, I even told you when we had talked about it. I even told you like yeah, like Larry Reed used to be a part of the sector. We met King Jives when I want to say when Pastor, I think Pastor I think he was the second person that had the little trip where everybody came out in his camp and everything like that. And that's how we met King Jives. We met King Jives. He tried to put his 2 cents in about Tracy, and before we know it, he got exposed down to his drawers.
Yeah, I think the reason why Black T exposed him was when that whole thing happened with Lamar Whitehead and the whole supposed robbery of the church, and it was a whole lot of goings ons of the goings on. And at the time, Larry Reed was getting sued by one of his victims. So a lot came out because Bishop Lamar Whitehead was exposing Larry Reed. Tasha K used to be friends with Larry Reed, but Tasha K got on Bishop Lamar Whitehead's side, and they exposed Larry Reed together as well as King Jives, and that's when we started breaking them all the way down to their drawers and socks on the things that they were doing behind the scenes. But it's just the audacity for me. Really, I didn't know that about Nature Boy. Did you know this, Hazel?
What? Yeah, the white
Wow.
man.
Hold on.
The white man.
I'm sorry. Let me go and mute. My baby walked in. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Wasn't it the white man that they said that he was touching his happy parts? I think that's what they said. Oh, I'm sorry to
Jeez.
hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm bothered. But yeah, a lot of people walk around with a lot of church hurt, and then also because a lot of people tithe and they put so much into the church and they put so much time and effort that they feel like when something happens and they need help, and with anything happens, they feel like that the church has to help them. Because I can't tell you guys how many times I went to my grandpa's house, or I was with my grandparents, or like we're having a family get together and people just randomly come by from the church because they will want my grandfather to talk to them. They will want my grandfather to pray for them. If something happened in
Mhm.
their family, like, somebody got sick, I can't tell you how many times my grandfather went down to the courthouse to be a character witness for somebody and just, gave his time. Granted, by the time I came up, my grandfather was already retired. So, and and also too, but people also don't realize that a lot of pastors do not have an income from the church. Whatever the church brings in, they get, I want to say, between 5 to 15% of the monthly earnings that come from the church.
Yep.
The pastors in my family, they do not take money from the church. They're not paid. They're not paid anything. If anything, they put into the church, the ones that are still working. So yeah, and also I did see where they said that Catherine was like she wanted the church to give her some place to live and $400. Now, some churches, depending how much money they bring in, their connections, their ties, their resources, they possibly could help her with placement. I know in California, you have some churches that actually can't help you with placement. They can
And
help you get into a shelter.
I want to add on to that. You are so right. And then being that this is a bigger church, because the one I told y'all about in Richmond, like they do that. They've had to help me out before, um, like rent or placement. Well, not they didn't help me with placement, but they will help people with that. They'll help pay light bills, water bills, whatever bills y'all may have. They will do that. So a lot of churches will. In that church, I was expecting that they would do that. They're a mega
They'll
church.
help. They'll give clothes. Yeah, they'll give clothes.
Yep. Oh
Some churches
yes.
even have what's it called? A food pantry.
Yep. I know there's a church out here that does food pantries. They also do like I forgot what they call it, but they give out blankets and coats in the wintertime. So yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Daquan. Oh, I thought
So
Daquan
it
was
just
here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Leslie.
it just depends what resources they have. But people also have to understand is that if they go to a church and this church does not have what they consider a large flock, then they're not gonna have the resources. So if you go to a church and on Sunday you barely got 30 people in that congregation, you can't expect to go to your pastor and be like, yo, I need $400. They probably didn't take that much in during offering. They still got to pay
Mhm.
bills. They don't pay taxes. But depending if they own their building, lease their building, they still have to pay for the water. They still have to pay for the power. So yeah, it's crazy.
I'm wondering though if there's an underlying issue because that is a big church, and I would have expected them to be able to help. Is she not reaching out for the help? I'm just very confused on that part. Um, with the whole expectations of what she's
That's what
wanting.
I
Like,
was.
have you reached out? I'm confused by that.
That's that's what that that's what a few people were trying to get, like they were trying to get down to like the core, like, okay, did you reach out, did you need help, did you need this, did you need this? But when she was explaining, it was like she was just gathering so much information, and it's like, no. And I know personally for me, I'm the kind of person, I want an upfront answer. Do not give me a long story, because after 10 seconds my brain is not listening no more. I need a direct answer or I will stop listening.
Girl, you sound like me. That's why we twins. I will
I
check right
need
on out.
I'll be looking dead at you and will not hear anything you're saying.
Yep. And I'm sorry, y'all. I get distracted. I have a house full, so y'all excuse me.
Yes, Judy, Catholic missionaries offer, said Catholic churches offer so much stuff, especially when you're homeless. They offer so much stuff.
Hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say majority of the shelters are run by the Catholic churches. They run the shelters. I know in Cali they run the shelters. If you need a job, you go down. They have an office down there. I think I seen one down here in Houston, but I wasn't exactly sure what it was.
Yeah,
I was
I
just
have
walking
noticed
around.
with the I noticed that as well with the Catholic ministries, like, and you don't even have to be a part of the flock
Yeah,
to get
and they will
anything. They
still
will
help you.
help everybody. Hmm.
Yes.
But
Joel Austin
you,
should be ashamed of himself. Joel Austin should be ashamed of himself. And I'm pretty sure he is doing tax fraud and tax evasion and everything against the law as far as his taxes, for him to not open up them church doors when Houston was flooding to the homeless. I
yes,
actually, my
that
first
pissed
time,
me off.
yes, my first time coming to Houston, my cousin took me to, we didn't go inside because she know how I feel about mega churches, because she goes there. But she took me, it was something going on at the church in the parking lot, and we went. That church looks like it's 3 city blocks. Look, that is a massive church.
Hmm.
That is a massive church, and for them not to open up the doors, and Houston floods. If Houston gets a good rainstorm, it goes storm about an hour.
And didn't
Half the
people
cities,
read like a few
half
years back, a whole bunch of people passed away because of a flood? I could have swore that happened a few
that
years
was
ago.
the flood. That was the
Yeah.
flood. The city
Mm-mm-mm.
flooded, and they were like, "Okay, open up the church, give people somewhere to stay." He told them no.
It's sad. That is ridiculous. I was trying to find the video I have of my daddy preaching because he was an amazing preacher, but he was a horrible man in real life. Horrible.
Oh, oh, I'm not finna show these folks people in my hell no, not the,
Sh-
not
I
the
mean,
men
I
in my
done
family
doxed a million
with
times.
with
Everybody knew
that
who. Yeah.
uh-uh, not in my
No, I
family
mean,
with
I
that
have a
curly hair
video that
and
I
them.
made of
Oh,
him
I
preaching.
was finna say them
No, it's
them
not
comb
him.
them
No.
comb overs, them comb overs that they used to wear back in. Them good pastor comb overs that I later found out was all S curls.
Not ask girl. I used to
everybody,
go to, well, I went to a Catholic school, so I had to go to Catholic church because you had mass every Friday. Every Friday you had mass, and you had to go in that confessional to the man on the other side, and he told you to do Hail Marys and the Our Fathers a certain amount of times. But he even got arrested for messing with the little boys in the church. So,
I don't.
mhm.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it is a priest on. They said he's on. Is he on Roblox? Is it Roblox or what is it? He on one of them video games, and he's a priest, and he's playing the game, and they have a certain set of rules they have to follow. So he's playing the games to abide by his rules.
Wow.
This man that built a church. He didn't build a cemetery. He be going to this one because I guess they got to give some type of offer, or whatever. So he goes to this one place in the game, and he be giving them potatoes. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you on this game, sir? Matter
It's
of fact,
giving weird. It's strange.
I seen it on TikTok, and then also I realized that the guy's young, and I'm looking like, you're young. Why are you a priest? Why did you take that oath so early? Because now you got eternity, which I don't think is right. I think the priest should be able. I think priests should be able to get married. I think nuns should get married. I think nuns and priests should marry each other. And then also, I shared a short on my page. It's like the 10 worst pastors.
No, you
I sure
didn't.
did. Yeah, I did. I sure did find it. I shared it. And I remember when we first moved to Charlotte, one of my friends' mom kept talking about somebody called Sweet Daddy. And older people, I'm thinking it's like, how everybody like a Mr. Charles, a
Yeah.
Mr. Rufus.
Not
They got
sweet
this.
daddy
They
though.
got like
My
a
God.
he is a pastor, and they call him he literally goes by Sweet Daddy. Is Sweet Daddy something? And I remember them talking about, I can't think of the name of the church that he's attached to, but I just know if you're in Charlotte, you pass by this massive, it looks like a compound, and you see the lion heads, that's his property. And if you pass by those churches that have them lions heads, they said that the churches are up under him, and he's called Sweet Daddy, and that is the worst man
I'm
I've
gonna
ever
look it
heard
up.
talked about. That is the worst man I've ever heard talked about in Charlotte.
Oh,
I'm gonna look it up.
child. How y'all
Oh, so
doing?
Hey,
Hey, y'all. Hey, Hazel.
uh,
I don't know what you want because it's 55 Hazel, 75 Mikas, 99
this is
Shower
my
Patches. But
twin.
anyway,
I'm
okay,
gonna
because
go
I
on
don't know.
mute
It's
while
just,
y'all talk. I'm trying to look for
it's,
something.
hey, it's everybody of everybody.
Okay.
But I just want to know because I'm confused. Now, one minute, because I know Mika was saying that the Catholic Church, and they do help. But is it selected people? Because I mean, you got the Baptists that do it, you got the Pentecostal that do it, you got the Apostles that do it. But is it the uh, personality of the person? Because some people can be evil and then play as God, play as oh holier than thou, and then some people can truly be genuine, even though they're in a faith that people can look down on. Because I know they say the Catholics, they're accused of allegedly touching boys. Well, I ain't saying allegedly, fucking touching boys and all kind of weird shit. But then is it the person? Do you separate the person from the religion? How does this work? It's confusing.
I I don't
Okay.
know. I kind of, if I hear something about a pastor, I judge him as man. Like the whole title, pastor, it literally just
It's
goes
just
out
a
of my head.
title. Exactly.
Like
It's
it's a
just a
title,
title for
it
sure.
goes out of my head. And then also,
Mhm.
I know for like the Catholic churches, they're mostly tied to like the Catholic charities and missionaries. Also, side note, if you
Mm.
go file your taxes, sometimes they ask you if you donate to charity. And they don't want to come out and say it, but they're asking you if you donated to the Catholic charities. If you donate 1,200 or more, you get a tax deduction from your taxes. I found that out one year and
Oh
got pissed off.
wow.
I was like, so why is it just those charities? But they're always attached to some type, like their charities and them helping with stuff is always attached to something going on in the city, and it's classified as like public health. That part I do
Oh
know.
wow. That's crazy. There's so much scandal and shame and a scandal going on between the churches that's supposed to help people. Because I mean, I know we had the whole, and I really don't want to speak on it too much, but the whole Jay Wilson, Catherine saga is like, I don't even know where to be with it. I mean, I know people fall on hard times and things of that nature, but I had to watch TMO's replay, and I'm like, oh my god,
I
like,
think Catherine,
oof.
I no, like no shade, but really do believe that Catherine she's in a religious psychosis right now.
What's that?
Okay, so a religious psychosis is where you're basically it's where you're in church, you're deep in religion, going to church, doing everything they tell you to do, and something happens to you that triggers a past trauma. And it kind of like eats away at your psyche, and it eats away at your reality. So what you could be experiencing is technically not reality.
Oh, wow. So it's like
Yeah,
she's living in her own kind of, she's using her own
she
quote
basically
unquote
is.
delusion. Yeah, she's like using her own delusion to deal with it, basically. Cope with the past
Kind of.
trauma, is what you're saying?
No, not really cope with it. It's kind of like triggered with it, where it's like, she's okay. So like, remember how she said like the pastor was sending people out to hurt her, and the pastor made her
Yeah.
get evicted from her mom and stuff. So with that, it could be some truth, but it could also be something playing on her psyche that's triggered by her trauma. Where it could
Oh.
be like, okay, it, it could be like, okay, this happened, but not the exact way
The extent,
it
actually,
happened.
it's almost like a Jaguar Wright thing almost. Like,
Yes.
okay, our cousins came on and was like, if somebody touched your leg, they raped you. Or if somebody found $10, they found 10,000. She puts to stank on everything, basically, because I don't know why people even still listen to her. She was there for a minute, okay, only because Mary J. Blige, once again, my baby, shout out to my Mary, got sick. That's the only reason she got up to Jay Z. I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna
They're
protect
talking
Mika's platform
about
because they do.
they're talking about when she sung at the MTV Unplugged.
Yes, yes. She only
Mary J
got
was
that. Was
there.
Mary's. That was
She
Mary's. No,
came
when
out later in
she
the
was able to
show.
get in. Yeah, when
Right. She
she no,
wasn't
when they
supposed to
first
be
did.
on that
She
song,
wasn't
Hazel.
supposed to be. It was supposed to be Mary from the beginning.
Right.
She
That
wasn't
was
supposed to
Mary's
be.
song.
That
But
was
something
Mary's
happened where
song.
Mary couldn't do it.
Mhm.
Jay-Z got
Mhm.
Jag to do it. But no, that wasn't her song to start off with. She just was a replacement.
I know
Then
that.
it went to a
I'm
hit. Yeah.
I'm talking about when they had because you could have like, so like, you remember back in the day for like MTV, they would like perform like the whole unplugged albums.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing her on stage, hearing her sing, but then Mary came out. It was weird.
That's
Oh, I
what I
ain't see
was
that part. Well,
doing.
maybe Mary. I I don't know, but I know one thing. That lady, whoever listened to that idiot, something wrong with y'all. Because first of all, she was allegedly doing stuff right there with Puffy. Then you turn around, you go on Piers Morgan, you talk about Jay. Well, first of all, she went to. Big up your mommy saying his name AT2, lied in his face about she didn't say Jay Z did this to him.
But you felt you went outspoken. But let me say this too. Another thing, every time she speaks on like that boy from, oh God, what's the name of that show that took place up in Chicago? That
Hawaii?
no, 88 was dating him recently. Y'all, what is that
Rainwater?
popular who no, 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 no.
Oh.
Um damn. Taraji is Taraji's in it as Cookie.
Ever?
Empire.
She was dating Hakeem?
Yes, she was dating Hakeem, who's fruity tootie.
No
But
way.
yeah, but let me say this: the thing about Hakeem, where Jack kept saying she heard Hakeem yelling, running from why can't I think of these? Jada and Will's home. She wasn't even in the industry when Hakeem was in the industry. So there are a lot of
Exactly.
stories.
She's a bum. She's a bum.
Right.
Why would
She made a
Hakeem
lot
be
of shit
running
up
from Jada and Will?
She
because
trying to say that they allegedly raped. I'm sorry, Mika. They allegedly
go
supposed
ahead.
to did some stuff to him, and it was so bad that he didn't know what to do, so he turned to drugs and all of that. Lady, child, that lady is an ingrate. And I know one thing. She got one more time, like I said, to let me find out that you was over there messing with my husband Gene. It's gonna be hallelujah in your ass, and I ain't gonna have to touch you, oh, cause I know some family shit. Don't play with me, lady. I don't touch Saggy West, Beth, or whoever he is. Leave mine alone, and I ain't gonna
Why?
tell you no more.
You talk about
But
Gene
go
Deal.
Who? I don't even. I don't
Yes.
even know who
While she
Saggy
ran
is.
up in this interview trying to catch recognition. You got one more time, Jackie, to play with me. I'm not playing. See, I'm trying to be nice. Cause see, I'm from the sticks, honey, of Myrtle Beach. Don't get it twisted. You know how we go. What it do for, right, Mika?
Go, the way you said "go" just now, you sound just like him. Uh huh.
Girl, please, she better go on somewhere. She better go on somewhere. See, I put on the Northern accent because we've been up here for a minute. But baby, don't get it twisted. Cause I know how to go under the water. Don't play with me, lady. I don't mess with Mr. West, Best, whoever the hell that freak is you got over there, Wolf or whoever he is. Leave mine alone. Period. Go ahead.
It's too much.
I'm
I
trying to
used to.
close it.
I I forgot. I forgot what I was watching when it first started with her story with her and what she was saying what happened. But I'm trying. I was sitting like, okay, she started naming Common. She started naming like I remember the stuff like some of the stories. I was like, okay, okay, I remember that. Okay, I remember this. I remember that because you remember Coca-Cola was doing the commercial run in like the early 2000s where everybody was like real heavy on neo soul. And if you remember, they had done a commercial where it was like a spoken word thing, and when she first came out. But
Yeah.
then also after, but also when she had her first CD, she was pregnant, and you know how it is with the industry. You pregnant, they gonna shift because I remember in the commercial she was pregnant and she was singing.
Exactly. Faces all wide and shit. And they still don't agree with it now. It's a little bit more tolerated. Just like with the LGBTQIA. It's more tolerated, but it's like with Tracy Braxton. Rest in peace to my baby Trey Ray. You know, back then it wasn't accepted. Like even with Monifa, shout out to my boo. It wasn't accepted. That's why she did the song I Can Tell, because a lot of people were a lot of men. That's where this DL culture came from before Oprah. Ain't no damn Oprah before Oprah. A lot of DL culture, and I said what I said. Uh, child, please, y'all will be shocked if I go down my Rolodex. Y'all will be shocked to find out some of the stuff I said. And I might give it to Mika, and I don't think Lolo gonna be able to handle it. I think I'm gonna give it to Mika. Mika, if you want to do it, we can do it. Hmm.
What is it?
Anyway, like I said, oh, hey, daddy, hey, dad. Baby, whatever y'all want to ask me, because I like to, baby, I will light this shit up. And I know how to talk in code, so they know. Don't play with me. And don't come for me, because any smoke any of you industry freaks got, you come to me. Don't come to Mika. I ain't playing with none of you. Y'all know. Clive Davis, you
I
done
don't play
croaked in the
a lot of
ground too?
people.
You better go ahead somewhere.
So I'm just gonna
Could
play a little
somebody go?
portion.
Can
Oh, go
somebody
ahead,
go?
Hazel.
Can somebody go?
I
The
hear
one that
you.
Whitney gave Brandy. We all want to know what is that now. What a
With
note.
who? Oh,
What
the
a
Child,
note.
note,
let me
child.
not.
We all want to know the note. What is that?
Girl, I'm not even going to go there. Mika, like I said, if you want to do it, I'll save it. Mika, if you want to do it, let me know, Mika. We'll do it. Because, baby, I don't think Lolo can handle it, but I know you can. Because, baby,
Uh,
y'all got the right one. But, like I said, that note, girl, I'm not even getting into. I'm gonna see if I can get Leola on here too with me. Okay, because I ain't got to lie about a damn thing. Like I said, I've been saying this stuff for years. Ain't nobody ain't sue me and they ain't going to sue me because they ain't stupid. Like I said, y'all better leave me alone. Because I'm the wrong one. Y'all took Nippy away from me. Okay, I wrote Whitney Houston a letter on February 3rd, 2012, and she was dead by February 11th. Okay, don't play with me.
Before we get into breaking these other ministers down, I think I might start with Eddie Long, but I'm just gonna play a little portion of
Oh
my
Lord Jesus, girl, I'm gone.
Bye, boo. I'm gonna play a portion of my daddy's
I'm
speeches.
gone. I love you, baby.
All right,
Bye.
bye, boo. My daddy, you see what he got behind him? That Z28 Camaro. He rebuilt that car. He he rebuilt that car to make it faster than oh shit, I done lost it. Faster than what it is. Z28 is already fast. And my father started off as a jet mechanic in the Air Force. And then when he got out of the Air Force, he started doing car mechanics. But we're gonna play a little bit of this and then we're gonna get to these other ministers. I think I have the whole thing about King Jives as well.
Okay.
But then he turned into the monster. Oh, hold on. The biggest. Look at me as a baby, y'all. Y'all see me as a baby. But I'm adopted, though, dumb bitches. Let me keep going. Hand praying. And he'll never put more on me. I didn't realize I had my sister on here, too. Hold on. Because they passed away. And my grandbabies. Jesus. Hold on, y'all. Maybe not. Never mind. Let me find another video because this my my kids have already been attacked by some of these bitches on here. Instead of passed away. All right, let me find something else. I had no idea I had my sister and her kids and my grandbabies on there. Oh, baby Mieka's adorable. Hey, Jayaboo. Baby Mieka, I had a lot of hair. You had me? A whole lot of hair. And then I was a damn 10-pound baby. How do I get back to my playlist, Hazel? Help me.
What do you mean?
Lord.
You got to go to the second one. You got to go to your tab.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I had it set up. I'm showing y'all all my business.
Can you click out of all that?
I don't know. See, this is at the top of the playlist, but I need the whole playlist. Because I got some of Tasha
You might gotta go to
stuff
view
in here too. Huh.
There it is.
Okay.
Playlist.
Right. Do y'all watch RRG? I really like RRG. She's gonna break it down like a pound. With the Bishop Eddie Long. Do y'all want to start with Eddie Long? I got Jamal Bryant.
Jamal
This
Bryant
one is
just out here playing in folks' face. Did Jamal Bryant marry? No, he didn't. The other pastor married Shawnee. I like the pastor that married Shawnee. I like him.
Yeah, I like him too.
I like his delivery.
Bernard Johnson versus Larry Reed. This must be church sector stuff. Hold on. I thought I had Tasha K's exposure. Did y'all hear about this pastor right here? What the fuck is his name again? I'm sorry, I'm all off. Hold on. That's Sean's video. Like I said, we broke these people down years ago, baby. Let's look at the fraud history of Lamore Redhead, who's in jail currently for 9 years. You know, I love Tasha K and her breakdowns. And the funny thing, Tasha K grouped up with this man to bring down Larry Reed. And now she's breaking him down like a pound. Then we're going to go to Eddie Long.
Listen close and listen carefully. The olive leaf extract can reverse high blood pressure and
Tasha
diabetic high
K,
blood
please
sugar
don't
or the
strike me. Oh,
sugar
hold on.
and
Tasha, please unblock my main account, Tasha K. I know you may not like me from my past, but I am asking you to please forgive me and all of my antics from before. And she does have a reason not to like me, y'all. But I'm blocked on my main account. Tasha, please unblock me, please. Yes, unblock unapologetically Mieka, please. And thank you. Let's get to it.
Lamar Whitehead right after he was arrested. He did get out, contrary to him getting locked up. He was out a few hours later at 5:30 that evening. Okay, so he had gotten picked up that morning. He was out by the end of the day and home with his wife and with his children. I did speak to his lawyer, who is currently presiding over the civil case that is now turned into a criminal investigation. So I did happen to see the indictment that came from the New York. I think it was the Southern District of New York or something like that. Don't get me the line on the specifics, but I read it and I kind of did like this because here's what's gonna happen. So we have a hold on for a second. Let me make sure I get his name right. Okay, so a prosecutor. Give me 1 second. The Southern District of New York. Okay, so we have one of the first black prosecutors. Is it just what is his name? First black.
Let me pause it because this is not catching my attention, so I know it ain't gonna catch yours. We're gonna go to Eddie Long. Also, in the chat, if y'all want to see the documentation on Larry Reed and King Jives, let me know. I will pull it up so y'all can look at it. I don't have a problem with that if y'all want to see the documents from their cases that they currently have or have had. But let me go on because Lamar is in jail. What the hell, bro? I didn't hit enter. See, this is what happens when you don't go live like you're supposed to, okay? Because I ain't been live in a damn near a month of Sundays, baby. Jay, I love when she changes her hair and stuff. But also some other stories, like being in the COGIC church, they will try to demonize you for everything. The one thing that I did love about it was the choir, and that was probably it. Oh, and the AIM conventions that we all went to. Those conventions were
Oh,
everything, baby. You ever been to one, Hazel?
Right. Huh?
You ever been to an AIM convention or anything like that?
Is that the same thing as like Holy Convention? I've been to maybe I'm not saying it right, but I went like one time with like my cousins, and we all like went to like DC for it, and I was like, I need to go home. I don't like this. Let me go to sleep.
That we used to get into, baby. When I'm telling y'all, the PKs are off the fucking chain. Okay,
Yeah,
we're off the
they
chain.
are over at the AIM right now cutting. I seen on TikTok they're over there cutting up. One lady was so pissed off because she said she came for deliverance and the word, and she mad that she got to walk through the convention center and she got to pass all of the vendors, and Jesus didn't send her enough money to buy nothing. I said, well, close your eyes.
And it though, but
These
as
folks
kids,
gotta
we used
make
to get in
money
a lot of
too.
trouble. We used to act up, and then we were always like, we had to sing for the AIM convention all the time. Like, they would often use the youth choir. And Believe It Simple was always called on because we had an amazing choir. Like, our choir was outstanding and we would travel. But when I
And they ain't
tell
gotta
you,
pay
like,
the
I
kids.
have, what'd you say, boo?
They ain't gotta pay the kids.
Child, right. I have I grew up while I was in the COGIC church. I had 9 other fosters, and one my little sister, not the one that y'all just saw by accident, because she is also a foster sister that passed away, was killed by her husband. But my little sister was in the back in the dang what's the minister's office called? Whatever, the minister's office, the
Pastor
elder
quarters.
Prelo's office. In the office with the elder's son kissing and making out. That's what we did, unfortunately. I even kissed in the church before. So
The
yeah,
broom,
I
the broom closet,
girl.
the janitor closet, the choir robe
Yeah,
closet,
the broom closet. Absolutely.
just up in there cutting up.
Mm.
Not me.
I did. I'm PK. I am definitely that. I used to act up, baby. They stayed putting me on the altar and having me come up for prayer because I was different, and that's okay. It's okay to be different. I was different. Now, how I can get let's do it, Eddie. Long the gay scandal that rocked the church. You're gonna take a look at this. I'll probably do it on 1.5 times speed. If
Give me
y'all are not
that sprayed on
Yeah, if y'all
hairline.
not subscribe to RRG, subscribe to her. She's amazing. Absolutely. Why am I not able to
Hey,
pull up my
Lex.
stuff? You see this, Hazel? Like usually in the settings, you can pull it up.
I normally don't do too much share screen.
Huh?
No, go. You're fine. Go ahead.
All right. I'm trying to find the double the speed, but maybe okay, there we go. Hopefully this ain't too fast. We'll see.
Before we jump into today's video, we gotta give you a little reminder in case you forgot.
Our snacks, awesome snacks that bustin' from heaven above with jerky, licorice, and nuts. Our snacks are awesome snacks.
Now turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, scoop me up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com. Our online concession stand that has an assortment of beef and bacon jerky, gummy sour bears, and blue raspberry licorice for you to enjoy while watching our videos. Or in church, girl. You gotta have church candy at church. Everybody got church candy.
We wanted to ask you about Bishop Eddie Long.
Oh,
no problem. Can we just talk to you for a second?
Eddie Lee Long was born on May 12,
Nothing
1953. Damn Taurus. I know it. He was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina by his parents, Reverend Floyd M. Long and Hattie Long. After graduating from North Carolina Central University, where he received his bachelor's degree in business administration, he worked as a sales rep for Ford Motor Company. According to the New York Times, he was fired over inaccuracies that were listed on his expense accounts. Stealing and scheming. He moved to Atlanta to study theology and became the pastor of a small church. In 1981, he married a woman named Deborah Houston. According to court docs obtained by several media outlets, she accused him of cruel treatment and was afraid of his violent and vicious temper. He allegedly put his hands on her during their marriage, including when she was 7.5 months pregnant with their son, Edward. After a few years of marriage, they separated, and Eddie filed for divorce. Their divorce was finalized in 1985, and she was awarded custody of their son, while Eddie received visitation rights every other weekend. In 1987, he became the senior pastor at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. 3 years later, he married a woman named Vanessa, and they went on to have 3 children. New Birth sits on a massive 240-acre complex just outside of Atlanta. As the head of the church, Bishop Long was known for his blend of social conservatism, materialistic worship, and anti-gay rhetoric. His sermons became televised in over 170 countries, and he routinely met with...
And let me say, those one that do the anti-gay rhetoric are really low,
Be
underneath.
the main ones.
Thank you. Just
Be
like
the
somebody
main
else we
ones.
know. We know somebody on YouTube that is the same way, and they're the main ones. Trust me. Ciao.
celebrities and political leaders. Just like Bishop T.D. Jakes, whom we covered in a previous video, Bishop Long preached the prosperity gospel, also called name it and claim it, a style of preaching that states the power of the Holy Spirit can be put to use for whatever the believer wants, and that God blesses those he favors with material wealth and health. His message that God wants people to prosper attracted celebrities, professional athletes, and socialites. According to the New York Times, people affectionately call the church club New Birth because it attracted so many young black singles who were looking to hook up. Looking to link up and go to Bible study together. Turn to 1 Corinthians.
And let me tell y'all, from going to a mega church, going to St. Paul Baptist Church, they ain't lying. I swear to God, them young women would come in with the club outfit they had on the night before, looking like they came straight from the club to the church. They ain't lying about
It's-
that.
It's the biggest hunting ground.
It is, though. It's crazy.
hunting ground.
But
Open them legs. Bishop Long built a religious and financial empire from scratch, and the church went on to include a multi-million-dollar network of charities and businesses, a private school, and a health and fitness center where he would work out with young men in his congregation. Y'all remember them selfies with them tight-ass shirts he be wearing? Nipples just all out in the pulpit. They used to get on my damn nerves so bad. He drove a $350,000 Bentley, and in 2005, he bought a $1.1 million home for his family. He was frequently seen in gold necklaces, Rolex watches, and spandex shirts to show off his bulging muscles. See, I told you. Big old bitties. With the increased attention on his church, the media began looking more closely at his finances. A writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution discovered the bishop received up to $3 million from the church and its charities over a 3-year time period. When asked about the payments, the bishop defiantly responded, "We're not just a church. We're an international corporation. I pastor a multi-million-dollar congregation." Okay, bishop, chill out now. By 1999, his Atlanta megachurch had reached 25,000 members. He had been invited to the White House and built a global television ministry. He believed it was his special calling to reach out to men. And he wrote several books, including one called Gladiator, The Strength of a Man, that teaches men how to be warriors for God. But apparently, there was something weighing heavy on the bishop. CNN reported that when a visitor was invited to write about the pressures of being a high-profile pastor, Bishop Long responded, "You don't want any of this. You don't want any of this." Any of what, Bishop? The hell he talking about? To his congregation, he could do no wrong, but others began to notice the problematic side of the bishop. It's unsurprising that he leaned on the Bible as to why he denounced homosexuality. However, Bishop Long was loud and bold in his condemnation of the LGBTQ community. My grandmama used to say a hit dog will holler every time. He created a ministry to help deliver people from homosexuality, and in 2004, he led the Reigniting the Legacy March alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, Reverend Bernice King, who was an elder at New Birth Church. The main goal of the march was to promote a constitutional amendment to protect marriage between one man and one woman. The bishop also called for a national ban on gay marriage. The march began after Dr. King's daughter lit a torch at her father's grave and passed it on to Bishop Long, who carried it on the 2-mile march through the city. Dr. King said, "Now why am I in it?" Now, you're probably wondering why they chose to meet at Dr. King's gravesite. Well, this is where things get complicated. For decades, conservatives have attempted to sanitize Dr. King's legacy in order to fit right-wing agendas.
Okay, I think when you get to a point, for example, where one school in Washington State wanted to have a day where no whites were allowed on campus, that's the opposite of Dr. King.
One of the first leaders to invoke Dr. King's message in support of conservative ideas was former U.S. President Ronald Reagan. According to CNN, Reagan cited Dr. King's content of our character line from his "I Have a Dream" speech to argue that affirmative action and racial hiring quotas aren't needed in Dr. King's vision of a colorblind society. Somebody asked Ronald Reagan nothing. Somebody white, Ronald. Conservatives have also argued that Dr. King believed in a fixed moral law, traditional values, and traditional families based on misconstrued excerpts from Dr. King's letter from Birmingham jail. However, Dr. King never rebuked homosexuality, and his widow, Coretta Scott King, publicly denounced homophobia. Boom. So, to sum things up, a writer for NPR stated that Bishop Long's decision to begin his anti-gay march at Dr. King's gravesite was nothing more than a right-wing misappropriation of Dr. King's legacy in an attempt to deepen political wedges between Black people and the LGBTQ community. The Southern Poverty Law Center, which tracks hate groups, called Bishop Long one of the most virulently homophobic Black leaders in the religiously based anti-gay movement. The center also quoted one of Bishop Long's sermons called "Back to the Future." The sermon goes a little something like this. Take your time. Take your time. "It's the most unattractive thing I have ever seen when I see women wearing uniforms that men would wear and women fighting to get in the military. The woman gets perverted to turn towards woman, and everybody knows it's dangerous to enter and exit. God says you deserve death." Damn. Preach on it now. In his book, "I Don't Want Delilah, I Need You," Bishop Long even blamed some women for turning men into homosexuals. I know you lying. Now how we catch a stray? One year, Bishop Long extended an invitation to gays and lesbians looking for a cure to attend a conference at his church to help deliver them from their unwanted desires. Did he though? He probably need to sign up himself. You need to be the first one at the registration table. When Coretta Scott King passed away in 2006, her memorial service was held at Bishop Long's church. I know she didn't agree to that. Because of Bishop Long's teachings, several people refused to attend the service. Those who supported him continued focusing on his positive attributes. He gave cars and money to strangers at church services. He built ministries to help the poor, AIDS patients, and young people. And he talked proudly about being young men's spiritual daddy. Oh, here we go. I think you meant zaddy. Zaddy. He even paid some men's college tuition, including Pastor Jamal Bryant. Wait, hold up now. I told you. Zaddy. I told you. After his parents returned to Georgia after serving as AME missionaries in Africa, Pastor Bryant claimed his parents didn't have enough money to pay for his education. Bishop Long came to the rescue to help them out. Pastor Bryant announced during a church sermon, "I am eternally grateful for him making that deposit and that impact in my life." Deposit? With absolutely no fanfare, he never announced it from his pulpit, over a microphone, even to this day. Bishop Long purchased business suits for young men, played basketball with them, and lifted weights with them. He once told the AJC that mothers at his church even trusted him enough to bring their badass teenage boys to him for some paddling. Paddling? Huh? Wait a minute now. Why didn't them mamas just whoop their asses at the house? That don't seem strange to y'all. This don't feel right. Bishop Long said, when I say bend over, even on Sunday, they bend over. Fix it, Jesus. The bishop stepped up to be a father figure to black boys who were lacking that parental figure. But did he have ulterior motives? You betcha. Allegedly. As he continued being laser focused on the LGBTQ community, critics wondered why he was so stuck on that agenda. Why wasn't the bishop addressing other things in the black community, such as racism, colorism, and gang violence? Why the hell did he see homosexuality as such a threat to black Americans? Well, it all boiled down to Bishop Long's penchant for parroting right-wing propaganda. Here we go again. Here we go. Bishop Long and other black pastors appeared to take cues from conservative media outlets and conservative Christian organizations. For example, the late Lewis Sheldon, who was the chairman of the Traditional Values Coalition, said on Tucker Carlson's show in 2006 and called homosexuality the biggest problem facing inner-city black neighborhoods. Why you say that, Lewis? You ain't got nothing else to talk about, Lewis? But should anti-gay pastors take all the blame? Absolutely not. Bishop Long was preaching to a segment of the black population who agreed with every word that came out of his mouth. On one hand, black Americans are more likely to support anti-discrimination legislation. However, they are more likely than any other group to disapprove of homosexuality. And why is this? Well, it all boils down to the deep level of religious conviction that has been passed down from generation to generation in black families. According to recent studies, black Americans have the highest religious engagement of any group of Americans, and nearly half of all black Americans say they attend church at least weekly. And yep, that's where they are more likely to hear anti-gay sermons. Absolutely fed up with black preachers who had it out for the LGBTQ community, activists Keith Boykin and Jasmine Canick kicked off a 5-part series called Outing Black Pastors. Lord, this is getting messy. In the series, Keith and Jasmine wondered if Bishop T.D. Jakes, Bishop Eddie Long, and other black pastors were constantly condemning gay people because they themselves were struggling with their own sexual orientation. Keith and Jasmine started soliciting information about the pastors' private lives in order to prove their theory. They were able to collect uncorroborated tips, but were unable to obtain any solid information to confirm if the bishops were gay. But apparently, they were on to something, allegedly. In 2009, Bishop Long was done with the negative images he was witnessing on TV and film. So he partnered with Robert Townsend to form Belltown Productions. Their plan was to produce films, TV shows, and mobile content that was uplifting and positive. But before they could get the ball really going, God said,
Bishop Long, you got some explaining to do.
I cannot get the sound of his voice out of my head, and I cannot forget the smell of his cologne, and I cannot forget the way that he made me cry many nights when I drove in his cars on the way home, not able to take enough showers to wipe the smell of him off of my body.
In September 2010, 4 men claimed the bishop used his position as their spiritual daddy to coerce them into sexual relationships.
I was 14 when I moved to Atlanta. Take my number down. Call me. Me, I'm 14 years old. I'm new to the state. I can't. Like, what do we got to talk about? When I got in trouble at school, I called him, and the next day, the teacher was actually saying, can I keep my job? I apologize. And that's how I actually got caught up into it. Let me just do everything the church do. Let me do everything he say do, because I want to be like that. You got that much power. The men stated Bishop Long used a private spiritual ceremony to mark a covenant between them. One of the men said the bishop would even cite scripture to justify their relationship. The men claimed they were teenagers when they joined the bishop's church. When the alleged incidents, 3 of them were older than 18, and one said he was 17. They alleged that the bishop encouraged them to join the church's elite youth group so he could groom them for intimate acts in exchange for money, new cars, housing, and exotic trips, jewelry, and electronics. Bishop Long was accused of taking them on overnight trips where they shared a bedroom and engaged in intimate acts.
What trapped us was, we were just addicted to the lifestyle. We was addicted to the love that we got, because I didn't have a dad my whole life. I was fatherless, and to have a man love me just for who I was, I just had to be me. I just had to love him back.
And the gifts kept pouring in as long as they continued to follow their master. Now, parents didn't think this was strange, that these little boys was coming home with all this money and gifts and cars. One of the men told CBS News that the pastor wanted intimate acts performed at his house, in hotels, in condos, and in the church before and after service. The bishop also sent him suggestive photos of himself in spandex workout clothes and expected to receive pictures in return. One of the men stated that when some of them found girlfriends, the bishop would attempt to block those relationships by increased contact and
And I have to pause it here because this is like the same story, but a different pastor. Because Larry Reed, it was the same exact thing. You had these young men speaking out and how they were given money and different things. And it's literally the same MO. It's like they carry it on exactly the same, just a different church, just a different pastor. Nothing else. Nothing else there.
What's the name? Remember a few months back that story came out where that teenage boy had went to his teacher and them, telling them that he was being abused because the pastor basically was calling himself a father to all the young boys, and then it came out that it was something going on. And I think the little boy looked like he was like maybe 12 or 13, and then come to find out he was really 16.
You don't remember it? Was it black church? Our black church?
It was. it was black church because it was that little boy, then it was another little boy. Well, he was like a young adult, and they done the whole thing where they had went on TV. No, they went on like it was a TV or Facebook, and the pastor made the boy read this apology letter with his mother standing right there.
Oh my God. Was this about a year ago?
No, it was recent.
I'm gonna look it up while I finish playing. Yeah, you look for it too, and I'm gonna look for it while I play this. And if y'all know what she's talking about, please drop the name in the chat.
Spiritual talk about the covenant between the spiritual son and himself. So yeah, the married pastor who preached so passionately against homosexuality was allegedly on the down low the entire time. Did he have so many terrible things to say about the LGBTQ community because he was battling his own demons? Some people completely wrote him off for allegedly taking advantage of young black boys who were seeking love and guidance from a father figure. But since his church was independent, he didn't have to answer to anyone. However, a writer for CNN encouraged him to sit himself down, which is a term used in the Christian church that means he needed to stop his ministerial duties to protect the integrity of the word of God. Sit your ass down. Instead of sitting himself down, he addressed his congregation a few days after the allegations were made public. He said he would continue leading the church and would fight the allegations. He also turned to biblical terms to portray himself as an underdog. He said,
I feel like David against Goliath. I got 5 rocks.
Now, I want to pause here because that's the one thing that kind of triggered me just now when she said that, because I had an incident where I was sat down in the church, and I just think it's wrong because they like, you stand in front of the church, you have to say, I'm stepping down. I'm not going to be da-da-da because I have sinned doing this, that, and another. I got pregnant at a young age while I was still in foster care. I'm not going to go into the details of that because really, it's more protection for my child that I did have out of the incident. I think you can read in between lines. But they put me in front of the church. They sat me down. They pretty much, I don't know. I felt horrible. I felt awful. I felt small, belittled. It's just wrong to do. If someone sits down, that's fine. As a pastor, yes, he owes the congregation an explanation. But doing that to your members or the people of the church, I think is just totally wrong and fucked up. But they definitely did that to me. They will do it to you if you have, like, I know my stepmammy went through that at her church because she had a child with my father and was not married. What'd you say, Hazel?
Oh, hold on. I found it. I'm about to send it to you.
Oh, you did good.
Yeah, they do it. What is it? They do it to save face. I don't like it either. I think it's a form of humiliation. I don't like it.
Yes, humiliation. That's
now,
exactly
if it's
what it
like
is.
something serious, like if it's like DV or something with abuse with children or it's yeah, you need to go sit down. Like you need to go somewhere and sit down somewhere.
All right, but all that other stuff, like I was just 15 years old, and that really hurt my heart. It was not something that was intentional. I wasn't being a fast tail little girl, none of that. So you sent it to me in the messages?
In Discord.
Okay. I'm going to keep playing this while I pull that up. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I haven't found one yet.
Stop lying. Amen, Pastor. Sit your ass down. Hallelujah. God, stop lying. Sit your ass down. A fifth accuser later came forward and revealed he had the bishop's name tattooed on his wrists, along with the words, never a mistake, always a lesson. He was included in the case when the bishop settled the lawsuit in May 2011 for an undisclosed amount. Since it was a civil case, he didn't have to admit guilt.
So why did you settle the case? The old gambler song, got know when to hold it, know when to fold it, know when to walk away. So I had to make a decision to save me, save my family, and save the church.
Bishop Long went from declaring he would fight the allegations to throwing in the towel. And still, his supporters continued to think highly of him, and they turned a blind eye to the allegations. A woman named Camelia Henson told the AJC that the settlement hadn't shaken her faith. She added, "It doesn't make me think he's guilty or anything. I decided when this came out that I loved my pastor unconditionally." This is what's wrong with black church.
People are
These
stupid
mofos
and slow.
Hell, his wife Vanessa stood by his side the entire time, up until December 2011 when she filed for divorce.
As much as I love my husband, I couldn't take another minute pretending that I was okay.
After the divorce filing, the bishop announced he was taking leave from the church. But the same day his wife filed, she changed her mind and decided to withdraw her petition. Damn, girl, you was on the right track. With the case behind them, the bishop had some time to reflect. We took one for the team and read his final memoir, which we've linked in our description box. Thank you, girl, because I don't think I could have got through that. In his book, he admits that he got caught up in the trappings of being a celebrity. Famous people wanted to be in his presence, and vice versa. It fed his ego, and slowly, the attention was more on him than it was on Jesus. After the allegations were made public, none of his celebrity friends wanted to be seen with him. The only person who checked up on him immediately after the scandal was Deion Sanders. Deion jumped on a flight straight to Atlanta just to tell the bishop face to face, "I'm here if you need me." His calendar went from being completely full to completely empty. He wondered if it was worth it to keep living.
What kept me is that every time I showed up here, you were here.
He went to counseling to deal with what he called the emotional trauma. He credited his wife for putting her emotional needs on hold to keep their marriage and their family intact. The curse of a black woman, honey. We always sacrifice. He had to uproot his family because the media circus in front of their home was too much. And he expressed regret for ruining his daughter's senior year of high school. Ninja, you just fucked up everything, huh? By February 2012, he had been hit with more lawsuits and was the subject of a Senate investigation concerning whether he personally profited from his church's tax-exempt status.
In court transcripts, Long, under oath, has said, basically, Bishop Eddie Long Ministries is Bishop Eddie Long, and that his tax-exempt nonprofit bought him this house on Hunt Valley Drive.
The assets of that charity have to go to a charitable purpose, or at the end of the life of that charity have to go to another charity.
Records began to show that the bishop's assets had been intertwined with the church's assets for years, including the church paying $200,000 in property taxes for his private residence and $85,000 for a plane. In February 2014, 13 former members of his church filed a lawsuit against him. Lord, this keeps getting messier. In their lawsuit, they claimed the bishop introduced them to a man named Ephraim Taylor, who the bishop described as his friend and brother during a financial seminar in October 2009. Now, Ephraim just sounds like a name that's a scammer, don't it? But let's see what they say. Ephraim managed to convince members of the church to invest nearly $1 million into ventures that were essentially non-existent. See, I told you. It was a small piece of a gigantic financial scheme that you can learn more about in the link in our description box. Although the bishop wasn't involved in Ephraim's Ponzi scheme, he still settled with his former church members for $1 million. As for Ephraim, well, he was sentenced to 19 years behind bars for victimizing over 400 people across the U.S. The bishop popped back up at his church in July 2016. His bulging muscles had deflated and he looked frail. A blog reported he had been admitted to the hospital in Atlanta and had only been given months to live. The blogger claimed a member of the bishop's congregation revealed that he was suffering from stage 4 gastrointestinal cancer. The bishop shared a video of himself in the gym and said he was on a new diet.
I said to my congregation, I'm going to live to be 100 years old. Maybe I had a few more years. But you know what? I wasn't going to get there stopping by Popeyes.
In August 2016, he admitted he was recovering from a health challenge, but he believed God would deliver him from his ailment. Kim Burrell, with her messy self, stated the bishop's illness was a result of his choices. 5 months later, Bishop Long passed away at the age of 63. His church confirmed that cancer was the cause of his passing. At his service, his son Edward, who was a minister at New Birth at the time, acknowledged that he knew not everyone was there to mourn. He knew a lot of people showed up just to make sure Bishop Long was really in the casket. Edward also extended forgiveness to the people who spoke against his father. Despite transitioning, the IRS wasn't done with the Longs. In July 2017, they were hit with a tax bill totaling a little over $300,000. And what happened to New Birth after the bishop passed away? Well, the church was in shambles. Debts totaled about $30 million, and membership dropped from 25,000 parishioners to about 8,000. The church was built heavily around its charismatic leader, and it's kind of hard to teach about prosperity gospel and the belief that God rewards the faithful with wealth and health when the bishop's health failed him in his final years. Bishop Stephen A. Davis, who called Bishop Long his spiritual father, was announced as the church's new pastor. But after just 16 months on the job, Bishop Davis resigned and revealed he left the congregation because of the politics of corrupt leaders he described as fools. Oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. In a cryptic announcement during a Facebook live broadcast, Bishop Davis explained how he worked for free the entire time he led the church after Bishop Long's death. For free? Where did they do that? He also stated he paid for his own housing and even gave the Long family $3,500 a month to pay for one of the bishop's condos. He also said he gave the Long family $85,000, all while still giving the church tithes every month. Oh, he got money. Is he single, girl? I can be his first lady. Okay, I look good in hats. In November 2018, it was announced that Pastor Jamal Bryant was replacing Bishop Davis. When Pastor Bryant opened the doors of the church to new and returning members in December 2018, he announced they could use Cash App and credit card swipers to make offerings. How about I offer you my foot up your ass? How about that? Take this sweaty ass $1 bill and get your ass on. Following the news that Pastor Bryant would be taking over, Bishop Long's son Edward took to the pulpit at New Birth and revealed the pain of being repeatedly overlooked as his father's successor. According to Christian Post website, Edward said that everyone expected him to fill the role that his dad left vacant. However, church leaders kept going in a different direction. They don't want no more Longs in the pulpit, okay? You a long way off from ever being in that pulpit, okay? Blame your daddy. He fucked it up for everybody. Sure did. As of this video, we can confirm that Edward is no longer with New Birth Church. Following his passing, people continue to mock Bishop Long's life and death, but not everyone chooses to focus on the scandalous aspects of his life. A writer for HuffPost wrote, "As for me, Bishop Long will always be remembered as the gifted, charismatic, and complex preacher who did a lot of good and built a mega influential ministry, but tragically ended up getting drunk off the wine of his own power and influence." And in 2022, Usher revealed he attended New Birth as a child. Oh, he got Usher too? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, not Usher. Usher said Bishop Long would always say, watch this, during his sermons.
Now watch this. I gotta read this. No, watch this. Please hear this. Watch this.
Usher then thanked the bishop for inspiring him to say the words, watch this, on his hit song, Confessions Part 2.
My
I can't
God.
listen to Confessions no more. Damn. Based on his final memoir, Bishop Long made right with God before his passing, but some people are still torn on how to grieve the passing of someone who was so problematic. A writer at Unfit Christian said it best, we should still choose grace. And in no way, shape, or form does grace mean a denial of truth. I simply choose to accept that Bishop Long was complex, flawed, and human. Because of that, it is okay that we express a range of emotions towards his legacy. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below.
Now,
And
I want
thanks
to
for
say
watching.
Something that I noticed a lot of people were saying that some of these ministers are better as motivational speakers, and I agree. I think my father would have been an amazing motivational speaker, but minister, he needed to sit his ass down. Now, before I get to Hazel's story, I want to read this about King Jives. Give me, do Jesus. Okay, hold on, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, hold on. I'm just to read it from my phone. So we heard not Hazel. Can y'all hear me? We heard Catherine speaking to King Jives the other day. And I popped in the chat and said King Jives and his mother were arrested. Okay. They were arrested for misappropriating $162,000 in taxpayer funds. The money was provided by the Department of Human Services and was explicitly intended to feed meals to low-income children. They stole from the churn. State investigators conducted site visits and found that more than 40,000 meals never reached the children. Community organizations that were supposed to receive the meals confirmed they never arrived. The mother was tracked down and arrested in Florida. Now, let me give you some more details on this story that's not given on, Google. Things that we found out from looking into stuff. It came out that he actually ratted on his mother. The mother is serving time while he was out. He put everything on his mother. That's King Jives, stealing from the poor. I don't have nothing for him, Larry Reed, or none of them. They're all scammers. All right, let me pull up this video. Oh, it's about TD McNutt?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on.
Pastor T.D. McNutt, the lead pastor at Warfare Temple in West Palm Beach, was arrested in December.
Y'all can see it here. Okay, there it is. I see it now.
Did you hear about the pastor from Florida who was arrested for abusing his adopted son? And when he got out of jail, he put his son on Facebook Live to force him to apologize and tell the world what a terrible kid he is. Pastor T.D. McNutt, the lead pastor at Warfare Temple in West Palm Beach, was arrested in December for child abuse. Pastor TD was ordered to stay away from his 16-year-old adopted son, who is actually the son of his cousin. But once that restriction was over, he ran to Facebook Live with the adopted son and his wife to have an hour-long rant about how terrible this kid is and how embarrassing it was to be dealing with him. Pastor TD went into detail while the little boy sat there like a statue, describing how the boy would touch girls on the butt, lie, cuss, and even cussed out the police officers and even ran away multiple times.
He reported me for child abuse. Glory to God's name. You done put us through pure hell. For what? I don't.
That baby is running away for a reason. He wouldn't be running away just to run away. He ran away for a reason. And people the authorities really need to dive deeper into this man. I heard about this story as well, and I was just annoyed when I saw this shit right here because it's uncalled for. I'm going to continue playing, and then I'm going to let up whoever's backstage.
No, I'm a father and a man, glory to God's name, that believes in doing righteousness. But I believe in protecting him, and I believe in protecting people from him as well. Now, he wants to cry wolf or cry victim, glory to God's name, but he's been the wolf, actually. Glory to God's name. Hallelujah. He called himself run away from home. Gets to where he is, glory to God's name, and she's a junior, go get in the car. He takes off running from her.
The young boy told the police that he didn't want to go home because he was being abused, but the police told him he had to go home. After describing the young boy as a narcissist and then telling him and everybody that he takes good care of this boy better than anybody else would, buying him lobster and phones, he then made the little boy apologize publicly to everyone.
I apologize to the both of you all for not being a good son. And I apologize to everyone else as well for not being who I should be and for being a follower and not a leader.
After posting that live, the pastor went viral and everybody's saying he looks like he did every single thing the boy said he did. They say the young boy looks like he's being held hostage and he needs to be rescued. But the crazy part is internet detectives found an old video the pastor posted of him and his wife tickling the young boy in his special place on his birthday. Does this look odd to you? What do you think of this pastor? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more.
Those babies, when they act out for a reason. Oh, I'm coming, but right now, I'm so sorry. They act out for a reason. Trust me, I know.
Hello?
Cola?
Hi, Mieka. Hi, Hazel.
Hey, how are you?
Great, great. I love this topic, Mieka. I love the content that you are giving right now because, listen, let me tell you, those mega churches, and you know, when I was younger, like my father and like they tried. I've been to so many churches, it's ridiculous. And then like my oldest sister, she's a pastor, right? So I've seen the ugliness since young, but as far as people like Eddie Long and these people that have these huge churches like Josh Osteen and stuff that have acres of land of church, it's just about the money. So I get where Catherine was coming from, where it shouldn't have been no skin off the church's teeth to help her a little bit, you know? But the mega churches are not there for that. Like what Hazel said, if you have a church where you got like 20, 30 people, it's understandable if they can't help. But you'll receive more help and love from the church with 30 people as opposed to the church with 30,000 people. They are tax write-offs. Most of these people, if you look into their backgrounds that have these mega churches, they're either ex-pimps, they're ex-criminals. You understand? It's a 501c3. Like I have a nonprofit. Like I just got the nonprofit, right? So I'm learning things. You see what I'm saying? So when you have a church, you don't pay any taxes. So those tithes, those mega churches getting stuff, it goes straight into their pockets. That's why they're able to have a Bentley, but their churchgoers are riding a bus to give them their last little coin and whatnot. And then if you have a 501c3, right? You are allowed legally by the government to pay yourself up to $300,000, a salary, of $300,000 a year. You're allowed to. So where you get what I'm saying? Where the money come from? So you can get free food, like when they do these little giveaways and fake help in the community with turkeys and all this other stuff. They don't pay for none of that stuff. None of it. It's all free. It's all profit for them. It's all profit. So it's like I don't knock anybody that does Christianity or churches or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to a mega church to seek Jesus or whatever, no. Find you something local or whatever. But even if you find something local, still be mindful, like what Hazel said. These are just humans that are vessels. And these vessels, when they mess you over, when they knew they was gonna mess you over, they revert back to that. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a flesh. You know what I'm saying? We fall down and we get up, and then they sing you an old Negro spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? Like these niggas got jets and stuff. What was the pastor, the one that locked the whole congregation in the church because
Yes.
he wanted a jet?
Marvin Sapp.
No, wait, hold on. The jet?
Yeah, he wanted a private jet.
Was it
because
$100?
I think that's who it was. Who it
Okay.
was. And he locked the whole congregation in because they wasn't digging in their pockets deep enough. That is insane. And the foolish thing about that is, I bet you the majority of them people didn't leave. After when they let the doors open, that's your cue that you are worshiping the devil right here. But you think they left? No, because some people just want to be with what's up and popular and what's popping and whatnot. Like, I feel sorry for Catherine. I do, because I really like Catherine. You understand? But it's just too much going on. It's too many moving pieces. You get what I'm saying? And not trying to be funny. Like, YouTube is cool, but I feel like some things don't need to be brought to YouTube. Because you'll have a handful of people that genuinely have care and concern, but the majority is a key for them. It's entertainment, and like your struggle shouldn't be anyone's entertainment. You get what I'm saying? It's it's kind of sad. Like when I had cancer, I waited until I was like in the good part. You understand? Like I did my little chemotherapies on live or whatever, a couple of them with people, but I waited till when I knew that I was in the clear. When I first got diagnosed, I wasn't trying to come up here with that. And even with me not coming up there with it for real, like I had like someone that'll be nameless. Like, you get what I'm saying? Call themselves as that being a read, like, oh, you should fight your cancer. Like what? Shut the fuck up. Like, like are you crazy? But I'm glad I put it up when I was fighting it and it was at the end. So it didn't really feel like nothing. So you can't, when you in your downtrodden times, I don't feel like the beef sector, not even just the beef sector, because most of these sectors got some shit with them. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to? I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be messing with nobody's channel because I don't be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to mess up nothing for nobody because on my thing, I just be running the ruckus. But yeah, so I don't think this was the place. And I think she's just more shocked even with Jay Wilson because people pretend like they so friendly and they care, like when you cash apping them and stuff like that. But then when it's the downtrodden times, they don't give a fuck. And then that kind of slaps you in the face like, damn, I've been sitting on these panels for years or whatever. You've been laughing, calling me sis, bro, we all this fake family shit. Now I'm really going through some shit. And it's like, ain't no friends on YouTube. Ain't no friends on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's the truth though. It's always, honestly, it's always these ministers, I swear, and they the most hypocritical, most judgmental, and I can't stand it. When I became an adult and finally, decided to do things on my own, I walked away from the church. I do miss the singing. I miss the choir, but I don't miss the church. I don't miss the hypocrisy of it all. Because a lot of them are nothing but narcissistic demons hiding behind the cloth and a name.
They are, because even like, like not to divulge too much, it's not even like divulging because I really don't care, but like my sister, like I'm the baby by 16 years. You understand? So, like my sister used to always come get me. We would go to church on Sunday. Like I understood the program as a kid, right? Mm-hmm. She took me to a revival. You know the revival is, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure She took me to a revival for the first time. Now that's a culture shock for a person that's just used to going to church on Sunday morning. When you go to church for, I think it was 24 hours. I didn't know what was going on. And then like my sister, she suffers from diabetes. So that was the first time.
Was it like a lockdown? Because we had those too.
It was like a lockdown. Like basically when we I would go with the program. It was Saturday. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, we're going to church. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I just want to be with my big sister. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm just thinking we're going to go to church. Mind you, I'm probably like 11, 12 years old. So I'm thinking we're going to go to church for maybe an hour or two, Then we're going to continue our day. And then, of course, we're going to go to church again Sunday. That's not what happened. We came there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on that I never seen. Cause I never seen people like speak in tongues. I never seen that before. And people fall on the floor and roll out and all this stuff. So this starts happening like, I don't know, like 12 o'clock, in the evening. And my sister starts rolling on the floor and doing all this stuff. So of course, because I know that she has health issues, I go to try to run to my sister and I don't know what's going on. People grab me and they're holding me like, no, leave her alone. She's in the Holy Spirit. I'm like, and I'm screaming and crying because I don't understand any of this. You understand? I never experienced any of this. So now we go home probably like, I would say like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm thinking because we stayed in church literally almost 24 hours the day before, we're not going to church on Sunday. Sunday hits. My sister wakes me up 6 o'clock in the morning. This is another shock for me because I'm like, well, I didn't even get any sleep. What's going on here? So she's like, oh, we're getting up to go to church. So I'm like, Aunt, we just came from church. So she's like, if you don't get up, you have to go home. So I'm like, okay, I want to go home then because I'm not doing this. So
I mean, it was a shock to everything, a shock to your whole spirit. I get
everything. So I'm like, take me home. You know what I'm saying? So when she took me home, she got upset with our mother because she felt like my mother was supposed to force me, like, oh no, you're gonna go to church, you're going back to church. And from that day, my sister never came to pick me up for the weekends anymore. My sister stopped like when my birthday would come around, like buying me birthday gifts or Christmas, like all the big sisterly things she was doing, she literally just stopped. And it was like, wow. So that just left a nasty taste in my mouth for religion because I was just like, I'm just being a kid and you're upset at me for being a kid and you is somebody that I look up to. You not just like my big sister, like she was my everything. So it was like, I don't have time for y'all stuff. And then as I got older, like with dealing with her, I'm just like, only if the church knew who you were for real. That's why when I made the comment about your father earlier about most pastors being narcs, they are. They'll sit there. They care more about what the strangers think of them. They'll be the nicest. Like you could be starving and thirsty and they'll have a piece of bread and some water, but they'll give that stranger that bread and that water before they'll give it to you because what they think of them is more important. And I'm just sitting there like, y'all don't even know what's going on. Even when my grandmother passed, like she took that opportunity to try and get more people to come to her church because she got a little church or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like, this ain't even the time. Like we're at a funeral and you're alienating people that came here to, you know what I'm saying, give respects to our grandmother. There's Muslim people here. There's people that don't believe in church here. There's this is not the place for you to be trying to give this fake sermon and talking about how Allah is not the way and this is not the way. What are you doing, girl?
I can't stand when people start doing it because they do it to me because of my practices, my spiritual beliefs.
That makes me so mad.
Right,
that makes me so mad because, and the reason why it makes me mad is because people really don't realize if you go to a Christian church, a Baptist church, COGIC, apostolic, doesn't matter. If it's some black folks up in there, they up in there with prayer cloths, they up in there with holy water, they up in there with holy oil. That's still doing root work. Like they don't even realize. Like, okay,
Hazel,
you
basically no shade because I believe, like, you know what I'm saying. I practice. I feel like I'm spiritual. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like everybody that practices whatever religion they're doing, we're all going to the same wherever it is at the end. It's like translation almost. Like if I'm talking to a French person, I gotta speak French. If I'm talking to an Italian, you know what I'm saying? So it's whatever language for the people to understand. But like with like Mieka, not trying to be funny, like I feel like a little connection with you because like when you be talking about how you from Charleston, because my family come from Charleston. You understand? So I understand all that Geechee, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it. And a lot of times people try to shame like hoodoo and shame all of this stuff. But the gag is, you know what I'm saying? If you look I don't know if you know about the curse of Ham in the Bible. A lot of people can't
Mm-hmm.
tell you the definition about what that is, where technically speaking, the color of black people's skin was put on us to be a curse. So a lot of things that people don't get is like, it's even with slavery. We was enslaved because of religion, technically. You understand? For the longest, where hoodoo is something that came over with us. It was taught that, oh, this is some demonic stuff. This is devil stuff. Even like
Thank
with
you,
Santeria.
Cola. Thank you for saying that. That's the thing I try to get over to people all the time. Like, this was something that our people practiced. It worked for us. Hoodoo and root work made us powerful, and they took that power away by demonizing it. And
Right.
people don't
That's like
know.
with Santeria. When people don't understand in Santeria how is it that for, like, you know, a lot of the Catholic saints are masks, where like Caridad del Cobre, that's a Catholic saint, but it's a mask for Oshun. You get what I'm saying? Like, they had to do that because when they was allowed to go in the woods for a little hour or wherever and practice, they had to hide it. And then if you go with Haiti, even though it's like one of the poorest countries, they haven't been enslaved as long as most of the other islands and us in America. Because a lot of people don't know the story, like with Toussaint L'Ouverture. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dream came to him, like when the last slave ship came to Haiti, Shango came in the dream and let the person know, like, when you get on that water, off this boat, them white people they're gonna enslave you, so you need to get rid of all of them. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. And that's what they did. You understand? So this is not no demonic stuff, even though there are people that do demonic practices, and that's another thing that people don't understand, where there's a light side and there's a dark side. Whether it's voodoo, whether it's hoodoo, whether it's Santeria, it's a light side and there's a dark side. So everybody that's practicing is not over here putting hexes on people and all type of weird stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, because even like when I see people, when they try to, like, you know, bash you, like, oh my God, she's a witch, she's doing this, she's doing that. Like, y'all be bugging, because most of the people that's saying that is like, are y'all even really church like? Because I'm gonna just keep it a buck. If all the people that throw that Christianity stuff around and and the Bible said this and you can't do cars and you can't do this, technically y'all not supposed to be in the beef sector. Technically, because gossip is a sin. Gossip is a sin. You understand? So what we do every day, if you're a Christian, you're sinning every day. When you're sitting on the panel talking about people, if you're in the chat roasting people, it's a sin. So who that what they say? Those without sin cast the first stone.
Cast the first stone, just like they talk about the LGBTQIA spiritual skunk blow with your stupid ass running about some that the LGBTQ community is the reason for the DL man, honey. The DL men been around before your great grandfather was thought of, ho. And we can't do it by ourselves.
And that's the thing, even when people try to use like Christianity against the LGBT community, you understand? Nowhere in the Bible does it really say that you can't be gay. The Bible is self-interpretation for whoever the hell is reading it. You understand? Because if you really, really deeply get into it and interpret it, it says things about man lay with man and whatever. And like what you said, Sparkle, this gay stuff is not new. This has been going on since the humans have been.
The Bible. It's been going on before the Bible. Shit, it was slaves. It was a gay, transgender slave, bitch, that was throwing drag parties, okay? I can't forget remember his name, but I'm gonna find that article, okay? I think he was the oldest drag queen and used to throw the elaborate parties, and the cops the slave people wouldn't even stop him. They'd be like, oh, that's them.
Before they would go to war, they were not allowed to have sex with women. They were having sex with each other because they felt like the male energy was made larger.
Was more dominant, exactly. And the gag is, let's talk about it. Eddie Wrong with your sloppy ass and fraud Jamal Bryan, you weird bitch. Let's talk about your ass going to pay for that goddamn child support with all them outside damn kids. Let's talk about, ain't that a sin, motherfucker? And ain't your ass sinning when you running talking about growing weed in the damn church? So what, all the goddamn people gonna be high? Shit. So they can give you all their money?
They're automatically going to hell, because here's the kicker. And this is what I used to get under my sister's skin so bad, because she felt like she was just so Christian and I didn't know anything and I'm a heathen and stuff. When I was in high school, I used to get in trouble a lot. So when I would go to my father's house, he had like this Bible. It wasn't like the regular Bible that you see in the church, like that little Bible. This
It's
was
the
some
big
huge,
ones.
it was huge. So that was
Yeah,
part
like
of
that
like
you
my
put on the living room table or the table in
right.
the
It was
den. We
some
had
thick,
one
it was
too.
crazy. And that's what he would make me do. Like, because I wanted to be outside with my friends, no, you gotta sit here for an hour. I had to finish reading that whole entire Bible. So I know a lot of things, but I just
Wait,
let
what?
people act like I don't.
Ah.
You understand? So I remember one time, like with my sister, it's so much stuff that we do on a daily basis that technically speaking, we would be going to hell and people need to shut the hell up. You understand? When you play football, you're going to hell. You play basketball, you're going to hell. You're not supposed to touch any dead carcass skin. That's a sin. It's mad different weird things.
Exactly. Are we supposed to goddamn it eat meat? Because sometimes I don't want to eat meat. They say you eat up the dead. Shit,
There's so
shit is
many
crazy.
things, but most people that's in the church repeat the things that was repeated to them. And then even with children, it's spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible is a tool to scare children and scare people. I'm not gonna hold you. Like in the wrong hands, that's what it's for. But if you look in Leviticus is a whole section that is supposed to teach parents on how they're supposed to do their children. You're not supposed to anger your children on purpose. You know, some
Yeah,
parents.
I was glad you said that. I was about to say that they never finished that full verse because it says do not anger the child. They never finish it. But go ahead, Cola.
Right. Just like with, as far as when people like to throw that stuff out, it says in there, as far as Jesus says, like basically if you're a parent and you try to use that Bible stuff on your kid, but you're not living the way the Bible instructed you, Jesus said he don't jack you. You're not going to heaven. You're not. Just like if you're a Christian, like say if I sit there and tell you, Mieka, you're going to hell. Oh, I don't like what you doing flipping them cards, Mieka. You going to hell. Guess what? I'm going to hell too. Because it says only person that can judge you is Jesus, is God.
It's the
Whoever's
Most High. Just like the lady that was caught in adultery. He said anybody that he had cast the person, everybody was gone. Not one person stayed there. Not 10 people stayed there. Everybody was gone. Because everybody is born into sin, shaped in iniquity. Okay? So
exactly,
somebody
and
that's
that doesn't make
perfect
you,
and want to use the Bible
make you have
to try to
sin.
put people in jail and all kind of shit, cast the first stone and see don't your ass be gone. See, y'all better know who
Exactly.
y'all playing with.
And these are
Y'all
things that
better know
the
who y'all
Bible
playing with.
actually says.
Hmm.
And that's what people, like I said, people repeat the same shit over and over that they heard from their grandma or their grandpa. But most of these people that talk that Bible shit never really sat down and read a Bible cover to cover. They can't tell you nothing else but outside of what they've been heard all the time, and they think it's right because their grandparents told them it was right. And
Well,
it's bullshit.
I want to say this, Cola, too. Like we were made, every few days
Hold
we
on one
had.
second. Hold on, Mika. Hold on. Shawnees, I don't know what the fuck your problem is, bitch, but you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing over here, bitch. But take your bald-headed ass and go suck Nat's pussy and leave me the fuck alone, bitch. That's what you gonna do, or I turn your ass upside down into a fucking frog hole. Okay? Because I'm of the biblical, but bitch, I can't get under the goddamn grave.
I don't even see Shawnee's what's going
See, and I see the bitch. I just happened to go into the fucking comments. See, I couldn't see her bum ass because I got the bitch blocked with your hating, scaly crab pussy face ass bitch. You got me fucked up. You don't like me. Go croak hoe and leave me the fuck alone.
Hey,
You been fucking with me for no goddamn reason. I don't know what your problem is, bitch. You can't suck my love stick, so go get over it. And I know many women want you. Now go sit your ass down, bitch, and leave me alone. Go keep paying finesse and leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Cause today ain't the day. Cause I'll bury your motherfucking ass today. Don't play with me, slut. Let me
Yeah,
get the fuck down. Let me go in these comments. Go ahead, y'all. Let me.
Okay, well,
I don't even know how to take that. Because I like Shawnees and I like you too, Sparkles. Please, people don't fight. Like, no.
I don't even see Shawnees, but
I don't either.
Lord, What the fuck was I saying?
Anyway, like yeah, that's the thing. So people like to throw that Bible around to scare people, and they don't even know what the hell they be throwing around. They just be saying shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
that you brought me back to what I was saying. Like you hear a lot of people quoting Bible verses. It's because we had to learn them things. I know Bible verses too. Ephesians 6:4. What does it say? Do not provoke the children. But they like to skip over that. We are taught to learn the Bible. I could spit out many of verses, but do y'all really understand what you're reading? I don't think you
right.
do.
They don't, and it just sound good, like, you know what I'm saying. And then people, judge people because you're not over here like the Bible this, the Bible that, and I hate to blow everybody's bubble, but the Bible is nothing but a spell book. Like I hate to do that, but it's nothing but a spell book, because all these things that people be like, oh, hoodoo is bad, oh, sensory is bad, they all use the Bible. That's like with Psalms. Psalms are the most powerful things in spell work. Like
It's a
people don't
book
even
of spells. I
it's
got a
casting
Psalms
spells,
book. I've
and they don't
shown my
even know
book.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have like this blue book. It's a book of Psalms, and it guides you with which psalm goes with whatever you're trying to do. And I've said this a million
exactly.
times. I've never used hoodoo root work for bad. I create medication, salves, and teas. I pray over my family and my home. At the most, I will block you from speaking and doing harm to me. But that's
Right.
it.
It's what you
Yeah.
give, and that's what people don't understand. Like people think that when you practice that, you just you went to the store, you don't like how the clerk looked at you, so you just gonna put some hex on it. That's not how it works, because the shit comes back tenfold. That's the thing
Yep.
that people don't understand. If I go and I decide I want to fuck with you for no reason, and you didn't do shit to me just because I'm mad because of a comment or some dumb shit, that's gonna come back to me tenfold. If I want you to break your finger, I'm gonna probably walk in front of a bus and be in a full body cast. That's how the fucking with dark shit works. But if you fuck with me, and it's unprovoked, and I
Mhm.
feel like fucking with you, it's a pass. It's a pass, and that's just what it is. But ain't nobody running around just throwing shit on people, and people gotta understand where they shit come from. It comes from the Ifa culture. That's where most of us that are slaves in America, we came from West fucking Africa. That's what the fuck was going on over there. It wasn't no Christian nothing going on in West Africa.
Nothing. Like everything, is hoodoo, it's spiritual. Like we didn't do this Christianity stuff until we got over here, and it was forced upon us. That's why you notice these black churches, they still implement hoodoo in the church. Like I think
They
Hazel
do.
was saying, or Cola was saying, like when
Those
they do
Hazel with the oils and all of that stuff. Exactly.
yes, and speaking in tongues and praise, praise and worship. That's all
And they
hoodoo
don't even
and
know that they doing it. That's the sad part, where it's like you trying to damnate people and look down on people when you doing the shit. So who's the fool? The person that knows what the fuck they doing, or the person that's doing it and don't know what the fuck going on?
yeah. Yeah, y'all, let me say, this is a joint live. I guess that's why I couldn't see Shawnee's.
How's
Yeah,
it going
I
on?
couldn't see Shawnee's at all. And I was looking down at the chat. I was like, where's Shawnee's? Yeah, this is a joint live. Me and Hazel do that quite often. Like we used to
Oh,
do it
that's
a
why I'm
lot.
like, I ain't pressed the button. I was like, I didn't share the stream because I asked people. But yeah, like I don't. That's why I don't like it. Like when people try to get on you and just be like, you're just some demonic ass person. Where it's like, come on now, cut the foolishness. And it be the people that be doing the most demonic shit. That's what makes it fucking like weird. Like really, child, please.
Shawnee's, you're good, boo. You are good. Stop that. You're good.
Yeah, Shawnee's is my boo. That's why I don't like people. I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is the sector, but I don't like it. Like when people I like be clashing. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it just be awkward. Because some people's not mature enough to understand that you don't have nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They will group you in quickly. Trust
Right.
me. I know.
Right. Like, but Sparkle's my boo and Shawnee's is my boo. So you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they'll figure it out. But yeah.
Come back. Lord, the baby in trouble. I hear her getting fussy. But speaking of the lock-in, like I went to a coach at church. We went to church a lot. Like several times a week, at least 4, because you got the Bible study. There's something on Friday. I have choir rehearsal on Saturday. Sometimes we have church twice on Sunday. Friday is usually like a revival or some anniversary. We were always in church. And I didn't know what a lock-in was until I went to the COGIC church, because I never did that with my grandmother. I think she's had lock-ins. But yeah, you're locked in, you're stuck in there for 24 hours, you stay in the church. It's a lot. It's a culture shock to a lot of people that's not used to it. So I get exactly what Cola was thinking and feeling. Because I was like, whoa.
And a lot of people don't understand. I don't even know if they still do that stuff no more, but it was too much. And then some people don't understand. It's like you got to walk people into some of the stuff. It's like almost levels to church. You know what I'm saying? Some people, some churches understand that we got to take baby steps with people. And then some people is just so deep down, and it is scary.
Let me tell you this story. Like, we had a watch night. I think it was for you remember 2K? Everyone was scared that everything was going to shut down.
I'm still here. I gotta go. My son's knocking right real quick, but I'm still here. I'm just gonna mute up real quick.
Okay, boo. There was a watch night where some kids from my high school came, and the lights went off. They heard screaming and shouting. Why them children ran up out of that church? They were terrified, and I was so embarrassed. But hey, it is what it is. You miss all night prayer. Yeah, for some people, it's a shock. It's kind of a shock, but I got used to it. We did it quite often. We did used to cut up. We did used to get into a lot. Like I said, us PKs, yeah, a mess, baby. And I'm a PK times.
And then even like with my sister, because it's like she takes it like to the extreme, and because her father was a reverend, and it's like night and day. So I was like, where did you learn your style from? Because I was like, R.I.P. to her dad. Like, I loved her dad. Like, he just was so easygoing. Like, he wasn't like trying to just force feed you the word and everything. So I just never understood as I got older, like, where did you learn your little preaching style? Because like it wasn't him. So where did you get this idea to be like this extremist with it? Like,
Yeah, it does give extreme, not gonna lie. And I never liked the whole idea of putting kids on the altar to pray out a demon. I just don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Yeah,
And
it's sick.
always
And
cast
that could
demons
just
out.
change how you think. Because literally, I used to love going to church every Sunday. I loved it. Like, I used to even like at the church when I was a kid that we used to go to. I was real cool with the pastor's daughter. So I would sometimes spend the weekend there. It was cool. And then she just ruined every goddamn thing because you want to go do some weird stuff.
Yeah,
I never wanted to go to church again.
I remember one time we went to a revival, and it was a woman, prophetess. She was a prophet. And she was up there, and it terrified me because all she would do was throw her scarf or the white cloth she had in her hand at a person, and they'd fall out on the ground. And I'm like, what in the world? I used to be like, please don't come to me, girl. But they came to me. And I was newly pregnant, didn't even really realize I was pregnant. And she touched my belly and prophesied. And I remember falling out on the floor, and that's all I remember. But it was scary to me. I was terrified. So after that, I became terrified of people laying hands. When they do the laying of the hands, I don't like it too much.
Yeah, it was just I wouldn't like that either. You touch me and then I fall out. And then, like I said, my sister rolling on the floor. I know she used to go into diabetic comas and stuff. This is the thing that we dealing with in real life. You get what I'm saying? And here you go, like, because I'm trying to go to the rescue of my sister, and I don't even know you people. Because mind you, this whole lock-in thing, it wasn't at a church that I was used to going to. This was some new venture church that she was interested in or something. So this is two different, churches that we talking about now, right? So I don't know none of you people. This is my first time meeting y'all. You understand? And now I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and now my sister's rolling on the ground, and y'all are grabbing me like,
it's a lot.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? that was the scariest moment of my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially like, in my childhood, where I'm just like, why are y'all grabbing me like that? Like, unhand me. Like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Right.
Like,
They never think about how the kids may feel and them being scared.
right,
And
somebody could have took me and explained to me. That's something I would have did. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I'm not a person of y'all church. Y'all know this is my first time. Somebody should have, a adult with some brains should have took me out in the hallway or something and explained something. Don't just be grabbing on a kid and talking about they having the Holy Ghost when the kid don't even know what the Holy Ghost is.
right, that part. Vibrant Hey Boo, I honestly, when I was looking down at, let me put this, I haven't been live in so long, y'all. I was looking down at the chat and on my phone, so it's just showing my chat. I'm so sorry, I didn't even
Yeah, and I'm
acknowledge
just in
you
Mika's
guys.
chat. So anybody that I like and I speak to, hi. I'm not being rude. But I'm in Mika's chat on my phone. So I only
Yeah.
see who's in her chat. Cause that solved the problem of what happened with Shawnee's. Cause I was like, hey Mo better. Cause I was like, what the hell? I don't see no
I was
tail.
looking in my chat like is Sparkle reading a community post or something?
Right.
I
I said, I
forgot.
don't see her. Like now I see, because it was double streaming.
Momo, Sparkle woke you up. Oh, girl, Levon, them ushers. I even
Hey
became an
Lavon.
usher for like when we had our youth weekends. I was an usher for those youth Sundays. But yeah, I used to get pinched by the ushers, child, because my ass would be talking and falling asleep in the church. Because we'd be in there all damn day. It was like Believer's Temple was competing with Alice Temple or who gets out the latest. And it was annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Be
that was
there
another thing.
early.
Even though the church that I was fond of and I knew like that, like I was really, really little. You know, like when you're 5 and stuff like that, it's hard to keep a 5-year-old's attention. Like my sister would get upset with my mother because she would bring like a little book for me or something. Because I was a rambunctious little kid, you know, where it's like, all right, I could sit still for a little bit, you know, but like now after we done sat here an hour or two, I want to walk to the back of the church. I want to do some other stuff. You know? So of course
Right.
my mom would try to keep me occupied so I don't disrupt the service. And she just would get so upset. It was crazy. Like this is church. She's not supposed to have toys here. Okay, so you want me to run around act a fool then? Okay.
Mine had toys, books, snacks, coloring books. Child. And that's why I wound up cussing out the church one time because my daughter took my grands and they decided to take my autistic grandbaby, put them on the altar to pray out a demon. What is wrong with y'all? Don't do that
Yeah.
to mine. So yeah,
That's
they
a
got
lot.
cussed out. Mm-hmm. He was little
That's
and
a lot.
autistic. He's not gonna keep still. It's just
And then the
different.
people understand they tie their ties and stuff. There was something I seen on Instagram. And the lady, and she had all right to, she cursed out the church and went ham on them because her great grandmother like was a member of the church for like 50, 60 years. She never missed a tithe. You know what I'm saying? She was doing like when they had the event, she would cook. She was spending her money for the food and everything. When her great grandmother passed, of course she asked them, she's like, well, can we have the service for free at the church?
Right.
They said no. They
I
said
thought that's
no.
what the ties, the building funds. I thought that's what that
Exactly.
was for. Hey, Miss Jean.
Because could
So
you imagine for 50 years, all of them Sundays, a person that's some thousands of dollars. And you can't just do the service for me for free. Like I'm not asking you to buy the coffin. I'm not asking you for a headstone. I'm not asking you for nothing. But for you to just do it for free, your preaching, your sermon, whatever they do. And it was a no.
And that they also require you have to be a member of the church, to be honest. I don't even know, like, when I pass away, where I'm going to be buried at. If that, I might just get cremated, child, because
right, the
and
way the
that's
earth is
another
going,
thing
yeah.
I've done recently, Cole, because I have been so sick recently. I wrote out my last wishes, and I made sure the insurance was good. And there's certain people I don't want at my funeral.
I'm
And their
glad you said
family
that.
members.
So I
Their
said it to my
family
husband,
members.
and he thought I was just I'm doing too much. And I meant that. I'm like, I'm glad you said that because now I don't feel crazy. Because I told my son, listen, if you know, because I have my own little health things and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I don't want if we wasn't kicking it when I was fine and well and we wasn't on good terms, don't come and eat the free food and stuff. Don't come. I don't want you to even hit the
I don't want
threshold
you over my body. I don't
at
want you
all.
there. Period. Like, and then I fought my cousin at my daddy's funeral because she played with me the wrong way. Like, there are certain people that cannot be around me. And I mean close family members, like sisters and a brother and shit. I'm not talking about the one
Yeah.
that's an addict that's homeless. And girl, I'm so worried about him. I have not talked to him in so long. He usually calls on my birthday. I'll call on his because his is 5 days after mine. But I haven't been able to find him, and it's bothering me. Like, y'all just don't understand. I've even had to
But just
go to
keep
a
trying to think
morgue,
hopeful. Don't try to, you know what I'm
you
saying?
know.
Like put that into existence because you never know. Because like you said, like he has a drug problem and stuff. So sometimes people they do that sometimes. Because like my older
Yeah.
brother, he has a drug problem. So he, you know what I'm saying? He do
Disappears.
that sometimes
Yeah.
where you know.
It just
So
worries me because I know he's homeless and all this other stuff. But, and then I practically raised him because ever since I was 9 and he was 5, we didn't have a mother in our life. We were raised by my
right.
father until, I was put in a foster home. Yeah, it is time. It is time. And then, Shanice, I've noticed that my health has not been good at all. I noticed there's a change. I have new issues with this whole lupus thing. So I went ahead and I did that because there are people that I do not want there. And I mean it. And I know my kids, like especially the younger two, the youngest one will get up in front of the crowd and cuss you out. And the other one will make sure you don't come in the door. So yeah.
Yeah, but he has a list. Like, listen, this is what we doing. This is what we not doing. And then even like sometimes you have to think ahead, and that's good that you're doing that because sometimes people leave and then they leave their loved ones with the bills because even though you're gone, like some people don't think to like, oh, let me get my plot or however if they want to go in a mausoleum and stuff. That's like with my mom. Like she already had all her stuff paid off, for when she, God forbid, when she goes, even though she's in good health, like
Right.
my mom is old, but she's like an old feisty lady. Like, like she be living her life. But when she does pass, if she passed before me or whatever and stuff, like we're not having that little downtrodden type of situation, like, oh, let's sit
Yeah.
here and cry. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a party. And I know people probably like that sounds crazy, like she's passing, but that's what she would want. Like my mom is a party lady. She don't want everybody like, oh, we just gonna remember the life. See, and that's something that was lost with people not taking hoodoo and stuff too. People don't remember the life and the good time. People just sad that the person gone. Like you have a right to be sad. Everybody got a right to be sad. But you're supposed to be in the most positive feeling energy that you can be when people pass, like telling the stories, like, yo, you remember when such and such, that's what you're supposed to be doing, not sitting there just boo-hooing and with this dark cloud of energy. Like you can do it, but like do it on your own time when you feel like, if you feel comfortable, if you feel like you're in your house and you feel like you need to go in the closet real quick, I'm not saying don't cry and don't be sad, but funerals shouldn't be that where let's all wear black and just
Right. It's supposed to be a celebration of life. With me, I'm the oldest child, so I felt like I had to, you know, had to maintain being sane. I did not cry. I have not grieved. Hold on.
But you had a messed up, you know what I'm saying? So I like your thing was a little different. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's
Yeah.
what you told earlier. If you didn't write a book, you need to write a book
Oh
because
my God, Cole, you know how many people say that to me? And I have been thinking about going to DSS and getting my records because there's pictures as well. The pictures that the secretary took. And I'm really thinking about doing that
you
because, like,
really should because
I had a horrific
that would be
childhood.
a bestseller, and I think it would be like therapeutic to you too. Even though
Yes.
it's like you probably not hurting, but you probably still have little dark crevices in your heart and in your memory of feeling like you became a functioning adult, as some people probably wouldn't have made it. Some people probably would unalive themselves, even as a kid, because that's just crazy. You understand that a person that the whole community just thinks is this wonderful God-fearing person was a demon. That's demonic. Like, to hurt children, especially your own children, is demonic. Like, I probably gave my son Pop a pow pow maybe 3 times in his life, and you know how bad that hurt me. It didn't even hurt him because he was laughing at me, and I couldn't even get crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're disrespect. I couldn't even do it because I'm like, yo, he knows I'm soft. Like, I just it hurt. Like, I don't want to touch you. So for your dad to just go like ham on you like that, like you're like a stranger, like a grown-ass adult stranger.
It's like he changed. Like, you could see the change in his eyes. Like, he wasn't him. Because I started off as a daddy's girl, but he used to horrifically abuse my mother. Like, I always compare my life to the burning bed. Like, my life was a literal burning bed, the way he used to beat her and how we used to have to hear it and watch. And then once my mother was no longer in our lives, it switched to me. He always switched to someone else. When DSS took me out the home, it switched to my little brother. So, and then when Sam ran away, and joined the military, it switched to the stepmammy, which I don't feel no kind of way, because the bitch is part of the reason why, we were abused half of the time. But yeah, we went through horrific abuse, like almost dead type of abuse. Man, I think I should tell my story. And my mother actually unalived herself because of the physical and mental pain. Yeah.
And that's another thing, to be a child to have to deal with that. That's a lot. And you turned out to be a functioning adult. Like, you understand, that's why I use like what you said with your brother. Like, some people's mental is not strong enough even as a child. Cause I don't think I could have survived that. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I wanted to bring my brother on the show, and he could show y'all, like, he split from his the front between the breastbone all the way down to his pelvic area because of the bleeding, him bleeding internally. He almost died. And he's 18 years old. My father punches him in the stomach because someone came to the house to visit him. That's why he got hit.
Oh my God.
My father even killed animals. He hung cats. Yes, this man was a demon.
And that's why I'm glad you told your story, because it proves a point. People so quick to act like because somebody's a preacher or somebody's in the church that they don't got no demonic spirit going on with them, and people do. It's just like, what's that man David Koresh? He was real Christian, like, and we seen how that turned out. You understand? Like nobody is above reproach. And you know what I'm saying? A demon is a demon, and even with serial killers, right? You gotta have a good personality to be able to unalive so many people. People think that if a person is an aerial killer or a murderer or whatever and stuff, that they're just walking around looking crazy. Some of them are, but most of them is just as nice as they want to be. That's how they get their victims and stuff. Just like these reverends and these preachers and stuff talking about, oh, the gay people going to hell, but you over there having gay sex in the chambers and whatnot before the sermon. That was wild. I didn't know none of that stuff about Eddie Long or whatever, but that's crazy.
And there's so many more. I'm surprised they never. Let me tell you, Levon, why they didn't. My father was a high-profile man. Not only was he a minister, but he was also a dealer. There was a time that we couldn't go to school because certain members were after him and his family. Like, he rubbed shoulders with the police department. Everybody knows John Warren. Everyone knows Butch Warren down here. And like I said, the principal, when he found out, because my father even went and talked to the principal about what he found, had a meeting with me, the little boy, and the little boy's family in the principal's office. The principal threatened the secretary and the nurse to get fired because my father was a high-profile individual. He never got in trouble. Never.
And know what, Mieka? that's good that you telling the story too, because not trying to be funny. I was cracking jokes on Catherine. I was in the chat cracking jokes. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you understand? Like, and I was. But now hearing this, and that's the thing where it doesn't make it so far fetched, because everybody's like, the preacher ain't tell your mother to do this and that and that. But some churches are like cults. And if you're in like a small enough town and everybody just knows everybody, and like you said, the person has influence, it's very possible that what she's talking about really is what's happening.
Yeah. Why Vibrant leave? Vibrant mad at me? Hey, Jessica. Yeah, it's a lot. I really want to get those pictures, and I really want to go into more detail because the abuse was horrific. Like I said, I had whips all over my body, was bleeding through those, those whip marks because I was beat with a rubber hose and a broom, had a GUN put to my head, trigger pulled while he's calling my mother's name. A lot has happened, but that's not the first time he did that to me. There were other times he's done similar things. And I'm a good kid. I'm a straight A student, but little things would just set him off. Certain, like if I didn't clean the sink out the way he wanted it done. And imagine being 9 years old and having to learn to cook and clean up and take care of a 5-year-old. I did not have a childhood at all. I became an adult at 9. And that's not even talking about the sexual abuse that I went through, and that was hidden within the family. That's another issue I would love to talk about. How the family, especially the Black family, likes to hide SA.
Yeah, they damn sure do, and that's really sick. And you should have a conversation about that.
Yeah,
because
because my
that
grandfather did that to me, and my grandmother that I adore, and all my aunties were like, "No, don't tell your daddy, Butch will kill him. Butch will kill him." Like they tried to cover it up. But one of my aunts had enough sense to go and call and make a phone call and tell my father. But yeah, they definitely tried to hide it.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna make fun of Catherine no more. Like, yeah, Levon, like, cause like I said, like when I be in the chat, it's not trying to be funny, cause YouTube is entertainment for me. You know what I'm saying? I be having a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't try to take too much of it serious for real. So it just was like, okay, whatever. But I do know that there's weird things that do happen and whatnot. But you, like I said, you detailing like as a kid where a person got fired from your school for trying to help you.
Yep. And all that
It's
stuff is
very possible
documented.
that he talked to them people that what Catherine said as far as her mother kicking her out allegedly and or whatever and stuff like that. We don't know how deep the indoctrination is with her mother with this man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. So, that this just taught me stop, don't be just so judgmental at first. Like, let shit play out sometimes, like everything's not a kiki, because I damn sure was. Like, I'm like, this lady, what is she talking about? And then here you come, and I know you not making this shit up. So
Nope.
I know for a fact. So it's like, all right. This man
Yeah.
probably did ruin her life, like what she said. He probably did whatever book she's talking about, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And let's also normalize shit, not trying to be funny. Like when people do whack shit or say whack shit, because sometimes people don't be trolling. Everybody try to put that shit on trolling. People don't be trolling all the time.
I don't think Ghetto was trolling. I think it was
I don't
very
think he was trolling
serious.
at first.
But the
I think he was dead
backlash
ass
made him
serious.
say that,
Yeah. The chat turning and everybody feeling like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel too, because there's an art to trolling, and that's not trolling. I'm sorry.
Right.
There's a level to, and people don't understand that. Like, trolling ain't just saying some shit, or like that was far too serious. And if that is your frat brother, that's cool. Like, I get it how the frats and the sorors, you're supposed to stick up for each other or whatever. But everybody don't know everybody. You're not in this person's house. You don't know what the hell is going on. There's probably a bunch of people that's sorors and fraternity members that's touching children and stuff, but nobody will know until the child says something. Unless you really with that person, even if you might go golfing or whatever with that person, You don't know a person. Nobody knows anybody once the doors close in their house.
Yep. And that's the way it was with us. Like everybody loved my father, but he was a complete monster. You know. And then I was the only one there when he actually passed away. It was a lot with that. And one day I'll get into the story, but like I said, I had to forgive him. And that's when he finally took his last breath and he went on. But I'm
Right.
still hurt and kind of tore up and I don't know. At one time it destroyed my life. I try not to allow it to destroy my life anymore. I'm still working through therapy. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck at age 9, still working through therapy. But hopefully one day I'll get there. But a
Right.
lot of things happened to me at that age. My life changed
Right.
completely. So, yeah. I appreciate you. Hazel, you could come up and help me close the show, or you still Wi-Fi issues? I'm having issues because it's lightning outside and thundering a little bit.
Yeah, but I
Appreciate you,
enjoyed talking
Cola.
to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, this we had this talk. And like I said, you're my fake Charleston cousin now.
Absolutely.
I don't know so many people that live in Charleston, you know what I'm saying, or whatever and stuff. But like my whole family, that's where I'm born in New York, but mostly my elders and ancestors, they all came up from Charleston
Right.
to New York. They started with my great grandmother or whatever and stuff when she moved up. But yeah,
When you came up and spoke, it's like you understood. You can understand me. You get me. And it's probably because of that connection with Charleston. You have a better understanding of who I am, even though I am still getting demonized out here for my practices. It's just crazy because I don't demonize Catholics or Muslims or even Christians. I don't demonize y'all. Why are you trying to demonize me? Yeah.
Right. And you don't push your beliefs on people. It's one thing, everybody
Right.
should be allowed to practice what they feel comfortable and feel good with and makes them happy. Just don't push that off on people. Those people, I don't jack that. Like if you're gonna, don't do that. But you just be living your life and you just be doing what you be doing and just people feel how the hell they feel.
Yeah.
Now I'm
It
gonna
is.
come back, Hazel. I like it here. It's comfortable here. Like I come
Hell
up here.
yeah. Because
Yes,
this is a
Savon, you
series.
are my
So
Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave now. Don't leave. Don't
hold
leave.
on, Rex. Hold
Oh,
on.
it's all right.
Hold on, Rex. Let me say this, and now I'm gonna go on mute for you. This is actually a series me and Hazel are doing. So this is just part 1 in the series. We're gonna be breaking down the church after
So
this
this
as
is
well.
Hazel.
No, this
I
is
thought it's
mine. You're
Cooler
on mine.
James.
No, I'm
How
Cola,
you
but
doing, Cooler James?
no, it's Cola, but hi Rex. Nice to meet you, Rex.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my steps right now outside. But how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
I heard you up here, and I heard some of the stuff y'all talking about. Cause I went through some of the experience, not the like the been touched on stuff, but I know women because I have 4 daughters, so I know how they get. Because if you did that to my children, I would put you in the graveyard. So I understand upbringing.
Toy car, but one of those big cars that kids ride. I think that's the moment he's talking about. Once again, that's like the Hood Chronicles that we be going through. Yeah. Like, yeah. I appreciate you, Cola, for coming. You got any last words? You got to come to the next one now because you got a lot of information and I love it.
All right, I'll definitely be there, and thank you for having me. This was a fun time, and I will not be a stranger. But I'm about to get down because my pop, like I'm taking up his Roblox time. I'm supposed to be his partner on Roblox, so he keeps coming in like, what are we doing, Mom? Like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, they keep peeping at me through the door because they want my laptop too. So trust me, I know.
All right, so have a good night.
You too, boo. Thank you for coming up. My poor Hazel. There is weather down in the south. Like I have bad weather. I'm sure she has bad weather. So next time, me and Hazel will be co-hosting. This is our little thing that we came up with, and I love that because me and my twin, we think just alike. We're a lot alike. I love my Hazel. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I will let you all know when we'll be going live about this subject again, because I do have it in a series. Like I said, thank you for coming out. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. And we are leaving. The outro is the COGIC theme song. Just fitting for today, right? I'll see y'all in these streets. Good night.
Thank you.